It's great. That's what every trader traces, right? But once you get a certain amount of money, you feel like you're the fucking shit.
Yeah, of course.
And then that's what I was doing. I think in my peak week, I think I made like...
Oh, shit. What's good in my people?
Yeah.
Episode 69,
baby.
Woo, boys.
Magical number.
Cheers. Joey's got
Cheers.
water. So, today's a special one. We have Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid.
Welcome, my friend. How
Thank
are
you
you?
for having me on here. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
Good. So, little backstory. Billy is DZ's brother-in-law. And of all things in this world, Billy the Kid is a professional trader. So what are the fucking odds of that? I know, weird. You guys probably think this is all fake or set up, but it's not. Sometimes the cosmos just
works that way.
just works out and shit just gets, set up perfectly the way they're supposed to be.
And Rose and I have spoken about this many times because Billy, I've said this to Rose many times. I've said I've never met anyone in the world like this guy. He is one of the most unique people I've ever met. The shit that Rose tells me this guy does, like she was telling me stories that when you were young, you used to dismantle, like he's like fucking 10 and dismantling the fucking fan, and then he'd put the fan back together and have a blue light, like it'd be glowing blue and shit. Like you would just
just take shit apart and reverse engineer it, put it back together. I ruined every toy I had, just fucking ripping that shit apart.
You walk in, toys are floating and shit. It's like, what the hell? Okay, Billy's a bit crazy.
You don't know if it's the origin story of a serial killer or a genius.
Yeah.
Or a bit of both.
Yeah, it's just a bit of both.
Before we get going with the questions, that I'm sure I've got fucking many to ask Billy. Joey, how's your week? What's been going on? We are fucking 7 days away from leaving.
Yeah.
How's the week going, bro?
Oh, beautiful, bro. Beautiful. It was a short week because obviously like long weekend last weekend. But yeah, it's just going quick as, and yeah, I'm just keen to get there. I'm like, should I practice pack? Should I not practice pack? You know what I mean? But I feel pointless. I don't like practice packing because then I need those clothes that I've just packed. So I'm like, I'm just going to do it like the day or two before. That's it. But yeah, it's fucking keen as.
DZ?
good, man. Same as always. Chilling.
You said you changed to part-time?
Yeah, I'm part-time now. There's just not much work at work, but it's good. I'm going to make it work. Good timing's good of everything we got going on, everything we planned. Good, man. Cruising, bro.
All right, well, fucking Billy.
The questions.
Man, I've got a couple questions, and then I'm sure we'll rip in, and then I've got a few points. You got points in that?
Not really.
Yeah, I've got a few little weird things we can talk about. So Billy, let's talk about it. So Dylan just said that obviously when you were a kid, you're always dismantling stuff. Do you have like a fond memory of like doing shit like that, or do you just kind of not really remember? Like,
to be honest, I thought I was like fucking retarded as a kid. because I think back to it now and I go, man, like every toy you got that like lit up, you'd be like blue lights, and then you'd fucking rip it apart.
Yeah.
But I didn't rip that shit apart. I'd like dismantle it, put it back together because I wanted to know how it worked, like inside and out.
wow,
Very normal.
Yeah, very normal. So
holy shit.
yeah, very normal. Very. So I was like, am I retarded or am I like just really interested in that kind of stuff?
Boy
Yeah,
genius.
that's the good retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're staring at a wall, licking windows for like fucking 8 hours.
Fuck,
It's productive retarded. Yeah.
Productive retarded. That's
And so trading, what are your earliest memories of it? What made you get into it? Because again, it's a very weird thing that like, for me anyway, like I kind of found it and it was kind of like that, oh, this is like a scam, too good to be true type shit. And then I started doing it and now I'm making money off it. So I was like, oh, okay, fuck. I wish I learned this shit earlier, but you've been doing this shit for a minute. So what are your earliest memories you have of like discovering trading in general? Like how did it even start?
Well, the earliest memory was probably back in school. I think I was 15 or something like that. And it was when the crypto boom was going up. So Bitcoin was starting to go up, Ethereum was starting to go up and whatnot. And at first it was to prove another guy in school wrong. So he was like talking about how he knew all this stuff about crypto and whatnot. And I was like, that's fucking incorrect. I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So then he questioned me on it and I went back home and I just studied it. And then I was opening demo accounts with like Rose's accounts. Sorry, not Rose's accounts, Jesse's accounts and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like taking my mum's ID and stuff, opening like demo accounts, trading as a kid and whatnot.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
At 15.
So at first it just started to
So
prove
fake
someone.
accounts, demo accounts being like just fake money.
Yeah. But like with most accounts, and especially if you want to trade with real money, you need like you
have to be
proof that
18.
you're 18.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just use your mum's.
Yeah, so I just grabbed it. No, I didn't tell them. I just grabbed their IDs and just like signed them up for these accounts, Fiona Watson, and they just sign her up and they just trade on her accounts. So that's how I first started out, and then I just didn't stop.
And did you? Sorry, 1 second. I know you, but did you do like the fake? Not the fake, but did you do like? Do you know you have the fake money, your demo account? Did you do that up until you're 18, and then you swapped over to your proper account, or were you making money on your mum's account?
No, so I was using demo accounts till I was 17, and then I remember using my sister Jessie's account for to put in like live money, and I think that's when I first started getting really serious because I put in $30 into the euro, and then I left it there. I was on a long position on the euro, and I left it there, and then I come back like 2 days later, and I was up $30.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, fuck, that's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job back then either, so I was like, this is wild. So I fucking sold it, but I couldn't withdraw the money because they need like proof of bank account that's attached to your name and stuff. KYC. So I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, man. I can't even withdraw my money. Fuck this. So then, so I just left it, and then I started like training those demo accounts and whatnot, and now we are where we are.
Unbelievable, man, because I hear what you're saying, because when I first started, I was making like $10 a day, $9 a day, and I'm sitting there going, yes,
it's the shit.
Yeah.
It's the shit.
And then and everyone's like, $10 a day. It's like, whatever. And then now I'm like making 300, 400 a day, and it's like everyone's like, oh, how do you do that? What are you doing? It's like, I've been telling you this for a while, and none of you fucking listened, and now you want to know. So I fucking feel that, bro. And then so did you end up going back to that guy and like going, ha, you little fuckwit, or like was it just kind of you never spoke to that kid again?
I just forgot about him, mate. Just completely forgot about the guy. And you know what's funny? I won't name his name, but when I was like in my peak of making money, I met that guy. So I went out to what's that place in Madrid where they just opened that sports bar?
Oh,
do you know the one?
Yes, it's at the top of the plaza
top,
there.
At the new place.
Yeah, that place. Fuck, what's it called?
But and what they got like the American style food in that? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
I know exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
I know where you're talking about. It just evaded me. I've never been there, but I've been to the
you always walk past it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
anyway, we went there for someone's. I think it was like the football or something. We went there, and this guy showed up out of nowhere, and he was asking me. He goes, "Man, I know you're doing really well and whatnot. Can you teach me to trade?" And he was offering to pay me $5,000
just to teach him.
But I said no, but because Dylan knows how much I was making at that time. I go, it's not worth my time. To $5,000 is not worth it.
Yeah, of course.
For fucking 6 weeks of my time, I'm not paying it, bro.
And there's a thing that I totally agree that you said when we were talking on the phone the other night. So we had a little like FaceTime and we were just talking about some stuff. And the one thing you said that stuck to me, you said that every trader or entrepreneur or whatever needs to go through that phase of the learning, the grinding, the stress, the losing money, the blowing demo accounts and that. And I fucking totally agree with that. So it has to, where do you think you draw the line between, okay, you're now pretty successful doing it, you're making some big money, but where do you draw the line between just now willy-nilly showing every cunt or charging people? Or because at the end of the day, when you sort of stop trading for yourself to teach other people, that stops you from making money.
Yeah, that's right.
So where do you fucking draw the line? So I agree what you said, not showing him, but I agree. But where do you think that there's a fine line where you got to go, okay, this is not worth my time because I could be making 10, 15, 20 grand a day, but you're offering me $5,000 to teach you. How long is that going to fucking take to teach some cunt?
Yeah, it's going to fucking take so long. Like you said, and you have to keep in mind, these people are doing it because they see the money. That's it. They go, I want to make a bunch of money. Like, yeah, that's great. But you're not going to put in the actual time and effort to fucking learn it. You're just looking at how much I'm making and see, I want to do that too. Like, you know, if you want to do it, you'll go out and you'll fucking do it.
That's where I'm at right now because I see all you starting to do it and I'm like, fuck yeah, that'd be heaps good. But I'm so fucking lazy with learning with learning new shit.
It's hard, bro.
Whereas when you're a creature of habit for so long, you're like learning something new. I haven't learned something new in a while. So when you learn something new, you start from scratch and I'm like, God, you got work to worry about. You got, just daily things, you got to give your time, but you into all these different things in life. But I feel like if you give enough time into it, it's going to pay off. But it's just like, it's so daunting. You know what I mean? Like I look at that screen right now, I'm like, God, imagine knowing what is going on there. And then I'm like, and then I'm worried that I'll put in the time and it just amounts to nothing. Like I'm not going to win anything. And it's just like, oh, well, I've just wasted my fucking time.
A lot of people see, like you were saying, a lot of people see the money and they see that we say it's easy. It is easy once you know what you're talking about, what you're doing. It's not easy to learn that. So
it is hard to learn.
You started when you were 17. People don't see that struggle. They don't see him borrowing his fucking family's ID.
I'm 22 now.
So
how long did it take for you to kind of not master it? Because I don't know if you've mastered it yet, but I don't know if anyone really masters trading.
There's always more to learn.
When did you feel like you were like, oh, I'm comfortable here? Like if I keep making this, I'm pretty comfortable.
I would say it was like maybe 8 months ago when I was
Wow.
8 months ago was when I was like, okay, like, and this is where you got to be careful because when you start making like really big money, I just turned into like this fucking
Little money gremlin.
like, bro, like you just turn into a fucking different person. Like money, the meaning of money goes out the window. So like when you chase money as a trader, that's great. That's what every trader chases, right? But once you get a certain amount of money, you feel like you're the fucking shit.
Yeah, of course.
And then that's what I was doing. I think in my peak week, I think I made like 50 grand.
So you got the Conor McGregor of trading, basically.
But here's the thing, like there's always shit to learn. Like I don't even think like I've mastered the art of trading yet. Like there's so much that goes into it. Like Dylan saw what I'm doing now, right? I'm so much stepped up from what I was doing from just trading like one chart or whatnot because I got into different areas that I didn't understand, like computer programming. And now I have that algorithm that I'm building that trades like 20 different markets all at once. So it's like 20 different me's on the market trading.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing about you too is that you're not afraid to learn and start from nothing. A lot of people can't do that. You know, like you saw that you could do something better and you're like, fuck it, if I learn how to code, I learn how to program, I can improve where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you took the steps. You didn't care that you had to start from nothing. You studied, you worked, and you did it. Whereas people like myself, even Joey, like it's hard to get into something new, but you really have to have the end goal and the vision. And it's always worth it, right? Like now you're where you're at, you're where you're at. And it took that time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, man.
It's worth it, bro. Like, me and Joey was speaking about this actually in one of our filler episodes where the only other thing in my life that I got this addicted to was when I learned how to make music. And again, I won't go too much into it because you guys will hear it on our filler episode in a couple of weeks when we're in Europe. But with music, bro, I was fucking losing sleep. I was missing dinners. I went to fucking TAFE studying music. The only other time I've gotten that fire in my belly was with this shit. And again, right, like I'm not, like it's because of the money. Because this shit, right, I'm telling you, this is the hardest way to make easy money.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good saying.
Because like
good.
you sacrifice, like again, I'm nowhere near, I don't even call myself a fucking amateur trader, bro. I'm like just sort of coming into the stages where I'm making a couple $100 a day and it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. And I couldn't even imagine what I'd do if I made 50K in a week, bro. I would be that's a whole nother mental.
Can I tell this one story about Billy? We went out to it was a birthday for whose birthday was that?
I don't
remember.
It was Jasmine's.
Jasmine, their sister's birthday.
This is
We
funny,
weent to Maldini's on the river, right? It's funny. This guy became like best friends with the owner of Maldini's,
Yeah,
right?
the owner of Maldini's
Because
pretty
they're like, "Oh, Mr. Watson, hello, Mr. Watson." Because we went to the birthday dinner, and this guy rocks up late, fashionably late, and he goes, "Can I get 2 of every cocktail for the table? I want 2 of every cocktail." We're like, no, don't do that. Like, yeah, 2, bring 2 of every cocktail.
Because what annoyed me was all my sisters were there and all that, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't think I want to try that one." And I'm just sitting there, I'm fucking impatient. I'm like, "Yo, what's going to happen right now is I'm going to get 2 of every fucking cocktail that they have." And they're like, "No, don't do that. I was like, "No, we're fucking, excuse me." And then I got them to bring 2 of every cocktail that they had.
And they literally brought out 2.
But you should have seen the guy's face at first. He goes,
Really?
He goes, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yes.
yeah. And he goes up, he goes, "Are you sure?" And I was like, yeah. And he goes up to the bartender. I remember looking at the bartender's face. He goes, points at me, and the bartender's like, "Oh my
Oh,
are you fucking for real?"
bro, that's fucking.
Wait, are you actually making 50K a week?
Yeah. Was.
Yeah.
There was a point where he was making a lot of money.
Yeah, and this is why, and it's so important. Like people, they see the success, but they also got to see that there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that level of
100%,
success.
bro.
Because I turned into a fucking animal.
But isn't it like you got a lot of responsibility? But isn't it like up to you when you're in like? Is it called a bid? It's not a bid. It's not. What would you call it?
A buy.
If
A sell or a buy. A long or a short.
You control
A
when
position.
you're in position or when you're out, right?
Of course.
So I know it's a lot of responsibility, but isn't it more like you put in the hard yards and now you're there? You kind of know, like if you just didn't even learn anything more than you learnt now, wouldn't you become? I'm not saying just end it here, but I'm just saying like if I was you and I was where you were at, I'd be like happy to just be like, oh, I feel like there's no responsibility.
That's what I was telling him.
There's no responsibility. There's like you decide when you want to work.
Yeah, but let me just say something. Then you tell me if you agree, Billy, right? So, but the problem, that's the thing with people don't understand, right? With trading, right? money becomes such a different thing in your life. It's like, so example, when I was starting off making 10, 20 bucks a day, I was like, fuck yeah, this is mad. What happens if I make 50 bucks a day? And then the 10 was kind of not saying that it wasn't good enough, but you're trying to strive for more. It's like everything with learning. Like, I feel like if you're trying to learn something, there shouldn't be a point where you go, okay, this is it. Just because it's money, it's a little bit different because it's money, but it should be the same where you're always constantly striving to do better. And then it gets to the point...
50K a week doesn't get much better.
Yeah, but for Billy, he's probably going, okay, what about 60?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because the traders that I learn off, these guys, same thing. They're making $1,200, $2,000 a day. And they always talk about it on the Instagram stories where they're like, yeah, it's cool and it's for my life. But when you're living that lavish life, the bills are going to be more expensive than our bills.
I guess, but like I still like stay true to this, bro. It's like, at what point is it like, you don't need to, bro.
More, yeah.
Like, if I was earning 50K a week, I would just be like, this is my cap. Because I'm like, that's because we're probably different people though. Like, I feel like I'm just a bit more, I don't know. Like,
I'm the same as you, right?
I don't need that much.
We were talking about this the other night.
Yeah.
And Billy's ambitions are just beyond anything. What this guy wants to do, and I want you to talk about it as well. I also want you to mention, last night he was saying some interesting stuff about these books he was reading, right? And he was telling me about the people he's had dinner with. And Billy's, you've always been the type since I was young and since I met Rose, and I've always wondered, I'm like, fucking hell, this guy's got no shame. You just go up to people, you ask for shit, you email people, you just put your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And this guy was telling me the people he's had dinner with and his ambitions. And you've had dinner with all these millionaires and important people just by asking. Yeah. And for nothing in return.
That's how you do it.
Simple.
That's how you do it, bro.
But talk about that and the books you were telling me and that thing you said with the animals. Because you guys will like this, right?
Okay, so what people don't understand is like the whole world around you, for anything that you want possibly, is all about numbers. It's just a fucking numbers game. Like, if you want to get laid from a girl, all you do is you ask 1,000 girls. If you have a 1.1% success rate, someone's going to say yes, which means you have to ask 1,000 people. You know?
That's right. Yeah. He's
like,
right.
if a girl goes, 99% of the girls wouldn't sleep with you. Okay, well, then I'll ask 100 people.
Find the 1%.
That's fucking it. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
So the level between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people don't stop. They'll put in those numbers again and again and again until they get a result. Yeah. But unsuccessful people and people who don't have that drive will put in, let's say, a lower percentage of numbers and then expect a higher result. You've got to fucking grind. That's where the grind comes from. That's why they say like, people who trade for 2-3 years and then they only just become successful, or 7 months, which is fucking impressive. Like, it took me so long to just become successful in trading. So to see you being successful in trading right now, after like 7 months.
But do you think it was harder for you to get better than it was for Iggy to get better? I'm not saying it was easy for Iggy, but when you did it, wasn't that like years ago? Or how long is trading? Has trading come a long way where it's easier to pick up, or is it more
100%.
of a? It's still self-taught.
It's about the same.
I disagree. Actually, I reckon it's harder now.
You reckon?
Because you've got so many people on social media trying to feed you some shit.
Oh, okay,
that gets you into it. And the one problem you run into when you want to start trading is you don't know where to fucking look. What do I first look at when
I would not have any clue.
Yeah, do I look at technical analysis? Do I look at macroeconomic analysis? Do I look at sentiment analysis? Like, what the fuck do you look at? What do you read right now? And for me back then, because there wasn't a whole lot of opinion floating around, I could have a concentrated amount of data that I could look at and be like, okay, this is what's important. But nowadays you've got people trying to sell you courses, people trying to tell you to get into fucking stocks and foreign exchange and, government bonds, like so many different matters of opinion that it's harder now to get knowledge or to know where to look because there's so much opinion.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, when you put it that way. Yeah.
So the fact that you've learned it in 7 months means you definitely have a natural ability for it.
Yeah, but again, it was like I was saying off air to Billy. It was 7 months of just kind of like demo accounts that I blew.
Yeah.
I'd get excited and put in like $200 of real money and I'd lose it in one trade. It just dumb.
Yeah.
Like I was showing you, I was doing stupid TPs that were like fucking 60, 70 pips away and it's never going to get there. But like it's always going to have retracement in price and that and sweep liquidity and all this bullshit. So it wasn't really until I learned to, and again, this is hard because it's human nature. I was speaking to my very good buddy James, who was on the podcast, Jimmy W, about this last night. It's human nature to have that greed, that more.
100%.
So when I'm So I was going for these massive TPs, and then I'd get liquidated, and then it'd go all the way down to my TP, and I'm going, what am I doing wrong? And I was like, and then one of my mentors, Doyle Exchange, he goes, bro, put your TP 10 pip, bro. 10 pips is 10 pips. Money's fucking money, right? Yeah, I only made I made $300 last night, $330 last night in 6 minutes, right? And so what if I had a stupid TP and lost the trade? Imagine you're at a bar. Some kind of walks into you. You're having a drink. You become good buddies, having a good chat, and he goes, "Here, brother, I gotta go. I really like you. Here's $330. Are you gonna take it or go, or just sit in your brain and go, fuck? Hopefully he gives me 500 or 600. Of course not, bro. You're gonna take that money, brother. Like, you know what I mean? He puts it down and he walks away. You're not going to sit there staring at it going, oh, is he going to come back and go 50 more, 60 more?
What's classified as like I'm going to take this out number? If it's like, if you're only up $100, you'd probably leave it in, right? Like,
it depends.
I don't know when.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because it's all, because you could be like, hey,
question.
money's money. It's $100 if you want to play safe. But then again, if you could have got more, it could be two, but it could be down. You could be down out in your ass.
Ready?
You know what I mean?
I'll give you motherfuckers a tip for me anyway. If you're trying to learn this shit, want to know how I was able to help that? Stop thinking about it in money. Talk about it in pips or percentages.
That's what he does.
Right. Listen to this right now. So, when I started trading, to take money goggles off, because like you're so. Everyone who says that they're not going to be, you're so driven by the money. And when you see like you're making more and more and more, you always think that you can make more. So what I'll do is I'll sit there and you can convert on like MetaTrader 5 or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can convert like the dollar amount to just be a percentage.
Yes.
So you don't see money.
It doesn't even tell you how much money. It's just percent.
So I don't know how much I've made. I just set a market value and then go, I'm looking to, make this much percent. Mm-hmm. And then that's what I set my take profit to be.
Do you have a certain percentage or does it change all the time?
Well, now, and like Dylan was saying before, like I'm not afraid to get into another market and start learning it new. And I can talk about this now because no one's going to know. No one's seen how my algorithm works except for you and you, right?
Don't trust these shifty cunts, bro. They'll fucking flip on you.
We're Mexican, bro.
But essentially, so I've started to getting into writing codes to trade the markets for me. And right now, today, like Dylan, you saw it. Right now, for me, it's losing money. It's losing. I've got, I think, like $3 million in a demo account, and I'm just having a trade. And I've finished it now, so it's trading the stock market in UK, Germany, Australia, America, across Europe. It's trading bonds, it's trading foreign exchange, it's trading all 64 foreign exchange markets, and it's losing more money than it's making because it's trading so many markets.
Of course, too wide of a net.
Yeah, but you saw like. That's because I adjusted the algorithm to be able to trade one specific market, and that was the Australian market. And how good was it when it traded the Australian market?
Bro, so he gave me this as a test. I'm helping him test it, right, on my demo account. And I had it set for just AUD USD. That's all I was trading, right? I didn't, by mistake, I wanted it to do everything. I was like, yeah, let's get fucking do it. But when we first put it on, it was AUD USD. And I went to sleep. I woke up. It was 11 trades, 100%. Like,
he didn't lose one trade.
Not one, out of 11 trades, it got 11 trades.
That's just him sleeping.
And I was like, this is incredible. And I put it onto multiple markets now, and it's starting to have the losses and the wins. It's back up now into profit, but it was $2,000 down last night. Only now it's just recovered. It's like $600 over. So, with this kind of stuff, it's going to take time to perfect,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you said, it's perfected to one market, which is the Australian dollar against the US dollar counter currency. But now I've got to sit there and I've got to think, great, if I wanted to trade every market, because every market's different. Every market has variables that are up and down, fucking unpredictable as fuck.
So how do you know what to... continue, go. Sorry, I was going to try.
I was just saying that all markets are so fucking unpredictable, and like I'm not afraid to start something new that, people might look at and go, well, this isn't fucking working. Yeah, sweet, it's not working now. It also didn't work out when I first started fucking trading.
Of course. So back to the drawing board.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm back to the drawing board. Like, and I'm starting something new now, and in fucking the next year, I'm aiming to be within the millions. So
and so back to your 30 million demo account. Why do you even have a demo account now when you're this good at trading? Like, isn't it pointless to do? Or is that only a demo account because this is new, uncharted
testing? Yeah, uncharted waters.
Oh, okay, so you're trying something new. I get it. But so, at what point do you think? And I know it's different for a lot of people. if you're starting out, so for the one person that's starting out, first of all, 2-part question: where do you even start for like the basics, right? And 2, at what point can you drop the demo account? As in, like, do you think you can drop the demo account? Because there's going to be a certain amount of profit where you're like, why do I have a demo account anymore? Because you've kind of,
Yeah. So the demo account's purely for Delta Technologies, which is owned by Silverwater Investment Group, which is my umbrella company, right? And the day that I drop that account and essentially have because the aim is to have like at least $5 million in that account, and then have it trade hundreds of different markets and stocks, bonds, security, whatever it is, right? By the time that the algorithm's done, I will go and this is why I have lunch and dinners with these very rich people, and I just build relationships, because when the day comes that I do pitch them an idea, they'll be like, this is a fucking reputable guy. We've known him for a few years now. He's not just coming to me asking me for something, and he's got this great algorithm that works across all these markets. Here's $1 million.
He told me he told me that when he goes to lunch with these people, right, that a lot of them, you'll be surprised, they say yes because he's not offering anything, asking for anything. He just wants lunch. Get to know these people.
That's it.
And everyone's so used to pitching these people something they hate being pitched to.
Do they think you're going to pitch them something when you ask to go to lunch, though? Because that's what people do. People don't go, hey, I want to pitch you something. They go, let's get lunch. But how do you come about it? How do you go like, oh, I just want to have lunch? Like,
and this is where I think you can talk about what the books you've been reading and everything, because something about this guy that I've always respected and I've always wondered is the way this guy talks. You've done real estate too, which these guys don't
I was in real estate since I was 18 years old up until 2021.
Oh, yeah? So he's got the gift of the gab. This
so
cunt. I'm telling you, bro, you just talk your ass off.
Yes, yes.
which is half the battle. You got to know what you're doing, but if you talk good, then it's
And I'll ask you this question now. So I have a negotiator, right? Which we go through 3 times a week, 1 hour every single session, and he shows me like how to fucking essentially manipulate people, right? Yeah, but in a good way. Like obviously you're not trying to bend people to your will or anything, but he just shows you the laws of influence and how it looks when you ask people.
Command a conversation.
Yeah. All right. So I'll ask you a question, right? And there's to start from the simple stuff. There's 5 levels to listening. So I'm going to ask you the one question that's the first level of listening, right? And keep in mind, no one's gotten this, but I'll give you 5 seconds to answer the question. All right? Don't feel too flustered, so I'll give you a second. Okay. How many animals got on Moses' ark?
2 of every animal.
69.
Okay. It wasn't Moses' ark, it was Noah's ark.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that.
Right? But the only reason, that's the first, so the gist is the first level to listening, which means your brain, and we can't help it, right? But your brain is listening just enough to get enough information to give you a response before it stops, shuts you out, starts thinking, right? And that's why when we negotiate and we speak to people, we need to use keywords. Because keywords are stepping stones to a river, right? Because the brain will take shortcuts. So if you don't lead it in a certain direction with certain keywords, then the brain's going to stop paying attention and you won't get the sale. So it's very, very important that you understand the levels to listening. Because whether you think someone's interested or not, like I said to you guys.
Give me an example. I'm a head honcho. We're having lunch. I'm having a big steak, a ribeye, and then just go, yeah, so what's going on? What's going on with you?
It would be if I was trying to pitch you something.
Yeah.
So let's just say
He's pretending to be
The worst, a $900 tomahawk as well.
because the last thing you want to do is like, and you can agree with this, the last thing you want is someone to try and fucking sell you something. Especially in an environment where you're not trying to be sold. That's why fucking people hate real estate agents.
But you don't do that at lunch because that's just your time to just get to know them. But then once you form those relationships, then you say, hey, I got something I want to pitch you, so you don't get them off guard, or
Not even pitch. You just say your idea, and they're going to probably get their interest sparked.
You plant a seed. You plant a seed.
Exactly.
So
Fuck yeah.
Instead of sitting there and asking the person, listen, I've got this great idea. They think, oh, fucking great, this guy's going to try and pitch me and get some money off me.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is, right? You don't do that. What essentially you do is like look at let's just say I was trying to raise capital for my fund, right? And the guy that I'm going to lunch with is an investment banker for 25 years. Right? He's worth millions of dollars, whatever it is. And instead of saying like, look, I've got this brilliant idea, I'll pitch you, we'll do a PowerPoint, whatever, give me $1 million, because he's thinking I'm trying to sell him. What you'll do is I'll investigate his whole industry, his whole life story, because you can find people's life stories fucking anywhere. On LinkedIn,
Google,
Facebook. Research this guy and I'll ask him for his opinion. Because reciprocity is where people feel like you value them in a way that when you ask for something somewhere down the line, they feel like they owe you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a bit of stroking their ego a little bit.
That's right. That's right. So if I'm like, oh, how long have you been in investment banking for?
Yeah.
Oh, 25 years. Like, mate, that is an incredibly, that's incredibly hard industry to get into. Like, how did you succeed through those 25 years? Oh, this and this and this. I was like, so what are you doing now? I was like, oh, mate, do you have a wife? And then, they showed me the wives, the models that they're with. I go, bro, I want to be like that one day, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I just build them up and up and up and up so that they feel like we have a rapport. We're friends now. We're not just business partners and not just some guy that they messaged or texted or whatever. We're now friends. And then instead of pitching them an idea, I suggest them ask for their opinion. So they think I value their opinion.
When really?
So I'd be like, give me money, bitch. So I'm like, so what do you think on this, this, and this? And they'll be like, oh, you know what? I was just like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? You're really onto something here. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to raise capital right now.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because it's hard to kind of pitch an idea across to people who aren't interested in hearing what you've got to say because no one likes being sold. So then he's going to start thinking, oh, well, he's just asking for my opinion. This is something I would get into. Or he knows friends who are trying to get into it and then he'll set me lunches up. And then that's an instant in because it's a referral.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's I don't even know what capital is. That's such a dumb
money. Just money.
Raise capital. Raise capital. Yeah.
Billy's got a gun under the table. So
that's a full glass.
I could see the gun, bro.
Hey, so real quick, this might be a confusing, like a more in-depth question. You might not be able to answer it, but say for myself, I know I say I always want to get into this, man. But like, if I was to get into this, like, where do you start? From someone listening to this podcast right now, and they're like, I really want to get into it, and they're willing to put the effort in. Is there certain like go-to tutorials?
I'll tell you.
Or do I have to annoy cunts? Like, I don't want to be a burden to you or No. I hate being a burden. So how can you not be a burden?
The best start is on YouTube. What is a candle?
Yeah,
what
literally.
is a short position?
Literally,
what is a long position? You have
literally.
to. It's like an alien spaceship looking at this shit, bro. Yeah. But once you start to get the hang of it, the ball starts
and the
to
pips.
roll.
Did you say pips?
Pips.
I was like, yeah, pips. What the fuck? Pips. So I need to know. So basically, know all the words, right, and what they mean, and then what else?
And then, that's when you start getting
demo account.
Demo account.
Demo account, mate. And even if you, so again, I was telling one of my lads that I'm trying to teach and help. Again, shout out Kyle, everyone's favorite fisherman. I told you, he messaged me literally the other fucking day going, bro, I honestly thought I was too dumb for this shit, but because you've just told me and you've been showing me how to keep going, he goes, bro, this guy is taking a demo account and he's profitable now on a demo account. And keep going. Keep fucking going.
I think this stuff is not where to start. You got to start swing trading, I think. That's a lot easier to understand.
Swing trading?
So a swing trade is I'll buy the AUD USD today, right? I'll wait 5 days and I bought it here and the price is now here. I bought hoping it'll go up and it did. And then I take that money.
Take the money out.
Whereas what these guys tend to do is they're trading within a 1 minute chart. Yeah. So they're looking at looking at the price
more
action
specific.
by the minute.
Yeah.
So he'll enter a trade and he's thinking in 4 hours it's going to be down here. In 5 minutes it's going to be down here.
Do you get that? Do you get that knowledge by just going off how it's been? Like,
yes,
do you have
pretty much.
That's all it is.
And that's the same with it when you go onto the swing trades, like you said. It's the exact same.
Yep.
Because it was here, now it's there, but you just guess essentially. It becomes less of a guess as you get better. But at the start for the swing, I'll be guessing.
Well, when you first, that's why the demo accounts are great because you can fuck around a little
money,
bit, you know. But you got to just really understand the charts first of all. I think.
And
I'm nowhere near the level of these two.
Of course, I
understand everything, and I'm putting in the work and the effort to learn and get there. But it's a hard and long journey, man. Like, it's tough. Like, to learn this shit. First of all, when Josh came on that episode, what was that? Fuck 8 or something.
8, bro.
We had my homie Josh come on. That's when he really put the light bulb in our head because Josh was talking about stocks and my mate Josh was into the stock market.
Is he still doing that?
I asked him recently. He's
you got to get him back on for an update. But before I'll go into that, boys.
Yeah, you might be wondering what this is.
We have a mystery bucket here. Now, I've got a bunch of random disgusting drinks in here, so we can all... I didn't really think about this idea through, but it's actually going to be kind of hard to rummage through the fucking ice because it kind of hurts your hand and shit. But I did put a little creature in here. We just need to be careful. It's probably dead.
So, a little not the drink, like an actual little critter.
like a little critter, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but
it's Iggy's dick just through the through the bottom of the bucket.
There's a worm poke him through. So it's okay. It's definitely dead, but Fuck, now I fucking feel bad. But it's like a little reptile anyway. So I think once it unfreezes, it'll be alive anyway because they're like warm-blooded and shit. So if you feel something weird in there, don't panic. It can't bite you because it's dead. I'll go first.
That's even more
and don't look.
morbid. Like,
It's dead. Don't worry about it.
What is that?
That's a Jameson triple distilled Irish whiskey, smooth, dry, and lime. Okay, it looks disgusting. So
That sounds nice.
Standards as
that's
well.
my one, boys.
Too
All right,
standard.
Yeah, 2 standards.
don't look. Rummage through, boys. Rummage through.
Oh, this is a good one. What the
Ooh.
fuck is that? Pals, whiskey, apple, and soda. Looks alright.
Yeah, nice. How many standards?
Yeah, what's
It's
Iggy's is 2 standard drinks, basically.
5.8 alcohol.
That's just like 1.6.
one? Mine's 1.9.
Where does it say the fucking? Oh,
Iggy
contains
hit the
approximately
lottery.
1.5 standard drinks.
There you go.
1.9.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to touch something
Yeah,
slimy.
You're searching for the little lizard.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh,
Well, that looks like a nice drink.
Yeah.
What is that?
Cocktail inspired. Must be one of the 2 that fucking Billy bought for that table that time. The cocktail inspired saintly hard seltzer. Oh, it's a seltzer.
Ooh.
I feel like these don't look that bad. I feel
yeah.
like.
I mean,
no, they're nice.
If I can watch me pull like the worst drink.
Yeah, it's shit in the can. Isn't it?
oh, okay.
That's actually right. I
He's
fucking
got-
hate these ones.
76 calories. Oh my god. This is not going straight to my... How many standard drinks? I hate when it doesn't show
Oh
you.
no, it's hard to find them. All right, let's give it a taste test. Safe boy scale, no half numbers.
Yeah. Oh, watch me do a half number.
Yeah. Okay, Iggy. All right, I'll go first.
Cheers. Are we cheersing?
Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro,
salud.
adentro.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's quite nice.
Cheers in the longer standard version.
It's just like a little thing Latinos do, like it's a little cheers. That's quite nice.
This isn't that bad.
I give it a 3. What do you give yours?
Bro, mine's a 4.
Mm.
Mine just tastes like a lemonade.
What do you rate out of 5? No half
Out
numbers.
of 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like a 4.
4?
4.
Yeah.
bro.
So, okay.
This is. I would honestly like
Yeah.
drink
Let me try
these
that
when I'm out.
Bro, yeah.
Can we?
Bro, can I?
you
Let
wanna
me
try
try
it?
that. Let me try that. Fuck it. Let's do it. Fuck it.
Okay, switch that.
Oh, this one's good.
Oh, this is fucking yum, bro.
Wait, what was this one?
That's some whiskey.
Oh wait, this is just a CC, right?
Yeah, it's just a CC,
I've
man.
had Canadian Club before.
Is that yours? Did you pick the CC?
That's yum.
That's all right.
Can I have yours?
That's good.
But how good's that one?
That's pretty good. I think I like that one the best, bro. That one's nice.
Next week's show, we've all got meningococcal from sharing.
Cold sores. And
You know what that fucking tastes like? That tastes like those lifesaver lollies.
Yes, bro.
That's what it fucking tastes like.
That is yum.
To find a bit of income. This isn't really passive income, is it?
It's
this
sort
is,
of.
is it? No,
You
'cause
have
gotta
to work,
You got to work for it, but can't you just like because Iggy feels like he has to always babysit while he's there, right? Can you not just do it and go, I don't know, sweep the floor, do this and that, or do you have to always be on standby?
Well, that's exactly what I'm building. I'm building it so I can just have it just trade for me. That's it.
So basically, he's put his brain the way he would look at the charts and analyze it. He's put into fucking HTML, like actual programming, how he would trade, and then he's applied it to the charts, and it does it for him. But
I've
So
literally
it does it
just
for him like it's you trading by judging of what you do.
Yeah, so I've taken my brain, everything that I would do trading the Australian dollar, put it into a computer program and gone trade it for me.
How the fuck? Oh, that's probably too
That's
deep.
what-
I was
that-
going to say, how the fuck did you do that?
That's what I'm
you
talking
learnt
about.
programming though. You had to
Yeah,
just
I had to
go,
learn programming.
go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So it's basically like an AI, but it's your
It's
brain.
literally AI. It's literally me as a computer trading. That's the whole idea, right? So then I'm like, okay, if I have it trade one market, the Australian dollar does very well. Okay, I'll have it trade some stocks. I'll have it pick stocks for me.
So-
I'll have it trade other 63 foreign exchange markets for me.
So are you like technically probably making money as we speak?
Again, because it's a beta testing on the Australian dollar, it makes money, but across all markets, I need to adjust and tweak it to how I would trade those specific markets. But
Because of the difference in the dollar.
Yeah,
everything's
yeah,
different.
everything's different. But once that's done, I'll literally have the idea is to have a computer that just trades everything.
And will you have losses that way?
Yeah,
You could still have losses.
Yeah. You'll have losses, but the wins will outweigh the loss.
that's
Yeah.
the idea. You can always, if you perfect it and you really get it right, you get a good system going, even without AI or whatever, just normal trading. If you get a good strategy, the idea is to always have more wins than losses.
I think I actually took a picture of the computer screen just so I could show you today. So I'll show you what it looks like.
While you find that picture, by the way, today's episode brought to you by Trip Jacket Apparel, wearing the DZ hoodie, the Game Boy hoodie. Check it out, tripjacketapparel.com, tripjacketmafia.com.
Yes, sir.
So these two motherfuckers fucking FaceTime me the other night, right?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
And it was some shit like out of the fucking Matrix. They're in a dark room, all these computer screens, the numbers are flickering.
I picture that in my head at two monitor. Do you need a double monitor?
It helps, right?
Fuck yeah.
100%. So see all these, I'll zoom in on this. All those little black lines are different markets that it's actively trading.
And then this bar graph here.
That bar graph, so I run diagnostics. What I'll do is I'll test my strategy out across all the historical data on a certain market. So let's just say I go, okay, this algorithm is very good trading the Australian dollar, but I want to be able to test it over 10 years worth of data. What I'll do is I'll set the timer to be, let's just say 2010 to 2020. And then I'll have the algorithm go press play. And then it trades my algorithm from 2010 to 2020. So I've got 10 years worth of data.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was cool when you showed
10
me
years
that.
worth of data in like 5 minutes. I've got 10 years worth of data. And then I can see how much, and it shows how much I made every month, every year, across the decade, and then the percentage and the return and everything. So then I can go, okay, well, we didn't do too good this year. Why? What were the variables that year that lost me money? And then I would adjust it in the algorithm and then tweak it a little bit, and then I'd run the algorithm again.
That's nuts, bro.
This is fucking crazy. That's what I'm saying. This is nuts.
Unbelievable.
The more you have to go off, like 10 years, it's better than having like a 2 year. If you just have 2 years to go off, it's like, what happened outside of that? If you have 10 years, you have more of a better understanding on how it's going to go.
Exactly. And like, I only figured this out like a few days ago. Like I was sitting there, and at first I was letting it trade the Australian dollar, and I was like, I'll come back tomorrow and I'll read over the financials tomorrow. And then I was like, man, this is fucking taking too long. Like, this is taking way too long. I'm not going to get enough data. It's going to take forever. So I was like, how can I adjust this? And then I found out, I did some research that you can fucking make it read over the next 10 years. So like, it's as if my algorithm's been running since 2010.
Yeah.
So do you get it? So you go back in time.
His mind's
I'm looking at you like this kind of is like Doctor Strange to me right now. Do you know that Doctor Strange, bro, motherfucker? I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy.
So basically, he's got it. So you look at real price action. It's the real data over the last 10 years, but he puts the algorithm at the start, say 2010, and it trades as if it's live data. So for 10 years, it goes through as if it was running while it was happening live. And you can get that info from 10 years. He even shows me how to do it on MetaTrader. You bring up a report, shows your report's got all these fucking graphs and diagrams. It's fucking cool, man. And he analyzes it and tweaks what he needs to tweak. It's fucking crazy.
So crazy,
and it's
bro.
good as well because you can pick out people's bullshit with it too. If you see some guy, let's just say you're a new trader, and I can show you how to like adjust the charts, and if you want to run data, because it's good for new traders as well. Like, let's just say you're a new trader and this guy's telling you this strategy is the best, and these guys are thinking, well, how do I know it's the best if I'm only testing it for a few days? Like, I have a lot of strategies that if I run it for like, I look at the first few months and it's fucking doing phenomenal. And then after that, it just falls off and it takes huge losses and it wipes out accounts. Right?
Yeah.
So what I could do is like, I could look at someone's trading strategy of this guy on fucking TikTok, and he's going, this is the best strategy ever. And I go, okay, let's test that over the last 10 years. And then I fucking put it to the algorithm. Let it run, and then I go, this is the worst strategy ever. And then I press on his fucking page, and he goes, I'm trying to sell a course and shit. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yep. That is fucking... And coding, did you study that? You went to uni?
Bro, I got no fucking idea. Like, people think like I'm a coding genius. I've got no idea. What I do is I take apart, like, let's just say, I like to take things apart and reverse engineer it. So I'll look at good codes and good algorithms. I'll take it apart like a car. I'll take the wheels off the Bentley. I'll take the engine out of the Ferrari.
Yeah, but it's not a physical thing. How do you take apart an algorithm?
Because you've got there's different types of things. So you've got, let's just say, Visual Studio Code, right? You've got JavaScript. So obviously, like, you'll need, if you're going to take codes apart for, let's just say, creating an algorithm, you'll need to do it in Python because it's analytical. And then Java, if you wanted to have like front end development, so what the people see, whatever. So yeah, you can't take codes from everywhere. But what I do is I look at other codes that are successful. I take apart the good parts and use them as templates.
Yeah, okay.
So think of it like a resume of the most famous guy in the world, and then he takes off all his details and then gives it to you to fill in your details. That's what I'm doing.
So you're taking the best bits of everything you see that's relevant,
That's right.
and making like a fucking Frankenstein monster.
And then I use like my financial knowledge to just adjust it to the like foreign exchange markets or whatever, and then I just press go.
And do you think that like the stage that you're at now, where you're trying to make it like literally passive income, where you don't have to be there actually at the computer like Iggy is right now, do you think that's how every trader should? That's what every trader should aim for, or do you think it's like? Do you think as you get better at trading, even though you got to sit there, you said you can make $330 in 6 minutes, right? Is it really that much of a burden to be like, you know what? Coding is, because I feel like I could possibly learn how to trade, that coding shit. I'm tapping out, bro. Like I'm not. But that got me a bit like not disheartened, but a bit like, oh fuck, I got to learn coding too. But I'd be
that's a separate thing.
That's a whole different ballgame.
I'd be happy. It's like Gandalf, fucking Doctor Strange over here.
Yeah.
But that shit, I think I could do. But the coding would be so. Like what I'm trying to say is like. Yeah, is it that much of a hassle, like sitting there at the computer making $300?
Well, Billy was telling me Billy got a job and he moved to Melbourne. When did you get back?
Like 2 weeks ago.
So about 2 weeks ago, he was living in Melbourne for 2 months. He got a new job, right?
Yeah.
And when he was leaving, I remember when the car taking you somewhere to the airport, I think.
Yeah.
And you were saying that your goal was to start a hedge fund and you wanted to have people trading for you.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me that you figured out, like with this new stuff you're discovering and practicing, you can make an army of yourself. Trading every market for
AIs you were talking about.
You know what I mean? So like you're just very ambitious with what you want to do.
But the thing is like I've separated. So people usually want to get better and they want to advance because they want to make more money, right? How can I get better and how can I make more money? I went through the stage of I made so much money and then I come off it and then I went, okay, instead of looking to how to make more money, how can I just like make it easier for me? And how can I make it better?
Yeah.
So it's like before I went to Melbourne, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have like a hedge fund and I'll have, different traders working for me and whatnot. And then I go, but I don't really fucking need to, do I? Like I can just fucking build a computer program.
Why would you want to? Like,
why the fuck would I want to do that, right? Because then, like, you've also got other variables, like, fucking emotion, and some of my
sick days,
like,
pay wages,
yeah, like there's shit that I just can't see in a person that I can see in a computer. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that variable out of the equation. Fuck people, and I'm just gonna make.
You would be creaming for AI. Like, you know how this AI is just taken off?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I can imagine you'd have like a butler. You'd have the first AI butler and be like, "What robot?"
Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys seen this, but I was in Melbourne and I was at like one of those because I lived in Chinatown, right? And I went to like one of those like Chinese restaurants, and I'm sitting there and I'm like waiting for the waitress to bring my food. And I'm only seeing people in the kitchen. I'm thinking, that's really fucking weird. And then out of nowhere, this fucking, what was it? Like those little robots.
The R2D2 fucking.
Yeah. This fucking robot comes up next to me. Robot comes up next to me and like delivers me and starts talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Holy shit, this is insane.
Yeah. I got a question for you about all that. So because a bit of a change of pace, just on the idea of moving, because when you went to Melbourne, if you guys didn't know, he went by himself, no friends, no family. He was living in a fucking hostel for the first couple of days.
Homeless people, bro.
Yeah. How do you think, how was that? Like just the experience of going by yourself somewhere completely new, not knowing anyone. How did you find it?
I'm typically pretty good on my own. Like I don't think I really need anyone. It's just being in that hostel at the start was really fucking because they make it sound so nice. It's full of European backpackers. I'm like, sweet. This sounds sick, right? But I'm like, I was paying like $30 a night, so I'm like, it's really cheap. So you're gonna get some weird people in there. Anyway, my first night, I remember I went to go like because don't use the bathrooms inside your room because it's like. My room was full of homeless people. Like actual homeless people. They were fucking living there. They had their bags. They had their dry clothes hanging up and everything. I'm like, it stunk like fucking ass. Like, it's disgusting. Right? And these people are using the toilet. I was like, I'm going to get a staph infection using your fucking bathroom. So I was like, I was going to use the downstairs toilet. It was being occupied anyway. I was really busting. So I went up to like the top floor and I walked around this corner to like use these bathrooms and a lot of islanders from overseas stay at these hostels. So I walk like around the corner and there's like fucking 20 islanders and there's this one guy doing haircuts and shit. And then,
like a barber.
Yeah, I look to my left, there's a guy doing haircuts. All these islanders stop and look at me and then I look to my right and there's two homeless guys fighting over like a cigarette off the floor and stuff. And he's going, what the fuck are you looking at? I'm going, I should have used the bar. But I didn't want to turn around because it would have made it look like I was scared. I was like, I don't want to look like the scared weak guy, and I'm here by myself. So I was like, excuse me, and I just pushed through all these fucking islanders and homeless people to go to the bathroom.
Fucking You know what's funny as fuck though? How in 1 week you can make 50K while you're living with homeless people.
Yeah, living with the homeless people.
Yeah, why did you?
Insane.
What made you not just get a studio apartment by yourself or something?
So I'll tell you this, right? So, and this is where you got to take like the money goggles off, because when you start making that much money, it's like I didn't turn into like an asshole, and I was really nice to people around me. I fucking took care of the people around me, but it's like this is it. This is never gonna stop. That's how it was, right? Like I was going to, I think one night I got a party bus with some friends, and then we went to, where was it? Ivy or something like that. And I was buying like the VIP tables and shit. It was $5,000.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because when I get drunk, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, right? So I was like, like, put it this way. There's a huge long line at Ivy, and I just go, I will pay for everyone's drinks if I can go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, fuck it. But that's like how it was. So I just walked in front of the line, and I'd be like, here's like $5,000 or whatever to the bartender, just get everyone's fucking drinks back there.
What the
Just to move to the front of the line, bro. Just to move to the front.
Yeah.
I would. I'm that type of person that would love to have one of those moments in life. I'd be like, everyone, I get on them like, everyone, I'll buy everyone drinks.
Everyone, I'll buy everyone drinks. Card declines. I retract that statement.
Yeah.
But you know that place in the city called like El Camino?
Yeah.
So I went to El Camino, and we first stopped there, and the bartender come over and was like getting everyone, like asking what they wanted, but we had like 30 people with us. It started from the end of the table, and I did the exact same thing that I did at Rose's dinner because I was just impatient.
Yeah.
Because when you're at that stage of money, it's like, I don't have to sit here and wait. I just have to it just costs a certain amount to get what I want. Right?
Everyone's got a price.
Isn't it fucked that money literally like
controls the world?
You got this poor guy waiting in the Ivy line in front of this guy. He's making like, I don't know, 800 a week night. He's just afforded this night out, and this cunt just goes, runs past with all his cash. But so much so that he makes like a win, but like all his cash.
He's like,
They're freezing cold.
But
And
why the hostel? That's that. Why did you do that? Was that like an experience thing?
Because, and this is why you need to be able to outsource. I got cocky in areas where I was like, nah, I can learn this on my own, right? Because there is stuff that I can learn on my own very fast. But when you're at that level, don't try to learn everything. Don't try to fucking confuse yourself with 100,000 different things.
Yeah.
Seems like
So,
you
like-
already fucking have taken on 100,000 things.
No, but listen, right? So like, I didn't have like tax accountants. I didn't have lawyers. I didn't have any sort of that shit, right?
Yeah.
And I just fucking threw it straight under the bus. So then one day I got a bill from the ATO of how much I owed them. So as a company, you're supposed to pay 30%.
30%,
capital gains tax. Right? But as a sole trader, as an individual, you pay 10%. I was paying 10%, and I made almost $500,000.
Bro, if you get over 70,000 a year, you're supposed to pay GST and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. I love how. Sorry to interrupt, but I love how you were making that much money, and you're like, didn't you think like, hey, I'm only paying 10% of this?
seems too low.
That's like all this shit. I was just so concentrated. I was like, yeah, fucking 50 grand in my account this week. I'm going out on a party. I don't give a fuck.
Of course, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I get this bill in the mail from the ATO.
Oh no!
I mean, at least you probably had the money to cough it up, but it's just
yeah, but like because I was like, so okay, with trading, you need money to make money, right? So if you want to, the only reason I was making a lot of money is because per trade, I was putting down like $50,000 per trade.
But that was like confident ones that you're like, this is 100% going to go up.
Yeah, in oil or whatever it was, right? Like, so like, let's just say, you know, the CPI index was about to release their information and interest rates was going to go up. So oil was probably going to go up as well, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So you
I'd
go
put a
long
position on oil, right? And the only reason I was making a lot of money is because I'd have $50,000 to put on. So even though the market would only move by 50 cents, that 50 cents to me is like fucking $7,000.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that every single day, right?
Yep.
So the reason why it wiped me out is because when the ATO fucking billed me, I only probably had about like, let's just say $80,000 in like a trading account.
Yeah.
Right? That was more than enough to do what I needed to do. The ATO opened the letter. I owed $127,680.93. Fuck. That wipes me out of my
They really had to add the 93 cents, eh?
Yeah. I remember exactly how much it was because I remember looking at it.
Of course. Yeah.
Fuck. Yes, they wiped out all the cash I had.
Oh,
But then what do they do to, because you'd be in arrears then, so what do they do to the money that you still owe? Do they just like wait till next tax, the end of financial year?
Well, any money that you get, they'll just take it.
Oh, straight off the bat.
Yeah. Unless you like. So with me right now, I had to do. I think it was like 40% of any income I make go straight to them.
So a bit more.
Yeah.
Because usually it's
That's
30.
fucked, man.
So that explains the hostile situation.
That explains the hostile, and that explains like I was so cocky and I was so not worried about like getting tax accountants and other financial advisors. I'm thinking, nah, I'm the shit. I know my business, and then all of a sudden the ATO goes, nah, bro, like you're fucked.
I'm glad our auntie's an accountant. Let me just say, because I've been preparing mentally. I'm like, all right, one of these days I'm going to sit down with Tia and I'm going to say, what do I do to not get fucking my ass handed to me?
You fucking
That's
need
the one
it.
thing you got to do. And like the thing is, when you're making that much money, I know it hurts because 30% of 50,000 is like, what's that?
It's
too much.
$15,000.
Too much.
So it's a lot, right? But in the grand scheme of things, and I know, like you said, you don't want to rest on your laurels and just settle for that. But even if so, that's still 35,000 a week.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
It's like, it's crazy. Nowadays, I tell my mum, like the other night, I'm like, oh, how much average are you making like after tax? I'm like, oh, 2K a week. My mum's like, oh, what the hell? My mum's like 68. She's like, oh, I get 2,400 a fortnight. And I'm like, and she's a fucking disability care worker, like a manager. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you work 5 days a week for that. So I'm saying, in the grand scheme of things, you're fucking rolling in it. But it's hard when you don't know, or you're trying to just, like you said, you don't have the...
Everything's relative, though.
Yeah.
Everything's relative.
And you know how people like, they go, I live paycheck to paycheck. Someone earns $1,000 a week. By the next week, it's gone. They just get the new paycheck. I was living paycheck to paycheck, making 50 grand a week. I remember I went out to Tag Heuer, like the watch shop, and I think in that one day I spent like 30.
Oh, the watches, bro. The watches.
30,000, bro, on a watch.
On what? On
I bought a Monaco, which is $10,000, and then I can't remember how much the other ones were, but I think I had like 11 Tag watches.
What? This guy...
They fucking loves me, bro.
I can imagine you having like 3 watches on each. Right?
He came home one day, he had a box. He's like, oh yeah, look at this. Opens the box. Look at all these watches. And I'm going on the road. I'm like, what? He's spending that much money on watches, man. And he gave me, you know that I got 2 watches. I got this one and the gold one I wear. He gave me the gold one. The watch. He's like, do you want this, bro? I don't want it.
Hold on a second.
It's like a $2,000 fucking watch. He's like, I don't want it.
I bought it and I go, yeah, I don't really like it. I was like, John, you want that? I was like, don't really like it. I just gave it to him.
Hold on a second. So let's just rewind a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You get with Rose however many years ago. Was he doing this? Like, does Rose... Did she... obviously, she didn't mention to you what this motherfucker's doing.
Our 9-year anniversary is next Wednesday. But I've known about...
When did you sit there and go, what is this guy doing?
Because, listen, Rose is really, really bad, at retelling information. You know? It's terrible.
Oh, she's so
terrible. Horrendous. Right? But she tells me all this stuff about Billy. She goes, Billy did this, Billy did that. Billy's in real estate this week. 2 weeks later, Billy's now doing some accounting course.
You're thinking,
Billy's
what?
moved. Billy's done this now. It was always so different every other week.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. But it always seems so hard to believe. She's like, Billy's doing this. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. Like, what more can I say, you know? It sounds good.
The whole time he's making 50 grand a week and she hasn't said nothing.
I'm not seeing anything, you know? I'm just hearing that Billy's doing this, Billy's doing that. I'm like, oh, yeah, awesome. That's cool. Good for him. But I never saw anything. The other day, when this guy... Well, a bit before that, to be fair, when he bought all the cocktails, all that, I knew he was making money, right? I knew he was making money. But the other day, when he took me in his room and he showed me this thing he was doing with the algorithm, he showed me his double... And I'm looking at this stuff, it all just clicked. And he told me something the other night, that when you even started real estate and everything, you were always trying to get into the professional industry.
Yeah,
That's what you said.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. I'm like, oh, no wonder he's jumped from job to job. You worked in the pub, you worked everywhere.
I worked
and it just
everywhere.
made so much sense. Like, you started in real estate because you were trying to get your foot into the door in this more professional suit and tie kind of business.
Yeah.
And it all just clicked. Everything he had done in the past that Rose was telling me about finally clicked. I'm like, holy shit. It's all
sense.
led up to where you are now.
Yeah.
You were always trying to do this.
Yeah.
But Rose just sucks at telling me exactly what's going on.
And what people need to understand is, like, as a trader, whether you think you do or don't, you'll come to realize it sooner or later. Everything you do in trading, you'll take into the real world with you.
100%.
Right? So, like, even shit like, let's just say you're in a trade, right? And you're sitting there and you go, you're at a loss of like $100, right? And you're going, No, I'll just write it out, because I think the market's going to go up, and you end up losing $300, right?
Oh, bro.
You're holding on to something that you should have let go a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the reason I jumped job to job to job is because I'd get into the industry and I'd look at it and I'd go, you guys fucking suck.
Yep, bro.
Yeah, like this is going to get me nowhere. It was good to test out, but you're not going to get me anywhere ever. And then everyone's looking at me and they're going, Billy, just hold a stable job. Just stay in the industry and just make some money. I'm going, it's not about making the money now. If it's not working for me, I'll fucking drop it. I don't invest time in things and then stick with it because I've already invested in it. I was hanging out with my mate the other night, and he's been working his job for I think like 5 years now. He fucking hates it. And I was like, why do you stay there? Just leave. And he goes, oh yeah, but like my family. And I was like, what do you mean your family? Who gives a fuck what anyone thinks about you? If it's not working, why would you invest more time in it? If you're already at a loss, why are you going to keep investing time in it?
Bro, that's facts, bro. It's
a waste of your fucking time.
Bro, okay, so fucking me and you are very similar because for those of you who know, I've also had multiple jobs. I'm talking retail, fucking powder coating, pick packing,
everything.
asphalt, roof tiling. I was a cabinet maker. I've done so much shit, and the same thing. It was like, Iggy, just pick a fucking place and stay. But that is the fucking rat race, bro. That is even if it's your mum, your grandma, whoever the fuck, they don't know any better. The rat race is what keeps us trapped living paycheck to paycheck, right? Do you want to make $1,000 a week and then you owe $800 in bills? Or do you want to make $50,000 a week because you sacrificed a year of your life learning something?
That's right.
More than a year, but yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You learn something. Bro, I've been doing it for 7 months. I'm making $300 a day.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's pretty fucking good to me. Wild. I could survive off it possibly. Yes, you're going to lose. But if I focus and minimize my losses, I could quit any job.
So does that mean you're earning $300 a day, right? You were earning $50K a week. He had to pay tax or the ATO. Do you still have to pay tax for what you?
I've got an accountant there.
Yeah, because you're a fucking smart cunt.
Yeah, okay. So then you're making but that's still good considering it's only 7 months. 3 times what? How many days a week are you trading?
I'm trying to cut back on it because trading's like a casino. The longer you're in the markets, the higher chances of you losing, just like the casino. Everyone has that moment on the pokies, the casino, where you're up and you should walk away with your profits. But what do you do 90% of the time? You stay.
You hear where's the gold. You hear the features, everyone else going.
Trading's the same. So I'm trading. I'm trying to only trade once a day. Once a day. And don't get me. I still like it's not like I lose. That's not like I've got a spreadsheet that shows my losses. And bro, I had a fucking losing month. My first losing month, bro. That rattled me. Like that was a kick, bro. You can ask my missus. I was messaging Chloe going, "This doesn't work. What am I doing? This is nothing." And Chloe was the one who gave me the slap in the face, going, "Stop being a fucking bitch, bro. Like you had a winning month. You had your first loss. Take it like a fucking man. Cop it on the chin, and do better the next month." I'm like, fuck, this bitch is right.
It's so discouraging though. Like when you get some, you think you're worst, bro. Right up there, then you get some losses because you go, fuck, something's not working now, and then you're so concentrated on that loss, and you go like, this isn't for me. This is fucking.
That's what I'm worried about because I'm so like I'm a sensitive fuck. I act on emotions. So I'm like I get like disheartened, and I'm like, oh, like I'm just legit like this is fucked, and then I'm like, how do you know when you're just losing too much and you like just throw it in? Like, hard, how do you know, bro?
It's hard.
That's a great question.
You know,
how do you know when you're losing too much?
No one knows the answer.
No, you know what? That's why
you just got to study up more, I guess, right?
Not just, but that's why you stick to the demo account. You practice, because you'll know when you're ready.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Because if you're really losing that much, where you're like, I'm $1,000 down, it's like maybe you should stick to the demo. Like,
listen. Yeah.
You guys finish your drinks? You finish your drink?
Yeah, almost.
Let's
wait, another round.
How many is in there?
I think I've got like.
I feel like I'm missing out, bro. You know, I feel like shit, bro. Like everyone's like, if we're making easy, not easy, hard, but that's the big thing. Like I know it's hard. That's why I'm so like.
But it's worth it.
Do I go? Do I not?
Yeah.
Do I do it? And then it's like now I need 2 monitors, so I got to set it up the fucking computer space.
I don't have 2 monitors, but I just got a laptop, man.
Yeah, but people also they overcomplicate it. They really fucking overcomplicate it. Like. If you sit there and if I tried to, because I remember speaking to Rose about this the other day, I go, I would be the worst fucking teacher in the world. Yeah. Because I don't think backwards into what I've learned, whatever. I can only think forwards into how to solve the solutions solve the problems that I have now. Right, so it makes me a terrible teacher. And a lot of these guys out here that are trying to teach people, they don't fucking get that they're terrible teachers. So they're putting false information or information that's too advanced for, the younger viewers. And these younger viewers are following them because they got a big following or whatnot. And they start trading the markets and they're losing a bunch of money. And then they get disheartened.
Yeah. It is hard to put your mind back into this state of a beginner. Because even at work, right, something for my work, very simple, right? I work at a furniture store. We sell furniture. But when you do a quote or something, you have to open up. It's a system, like a Harvey Norman fucking type system, right? And it's when you first learn it, it looks like an alien spaceship. It's complicated like as fuck. It looks like there's all this shit everywhere. But once you learn it. And now we got new staff coming in and I'm trying to teach them how to fucking use this system. I already know how to use the system and I'm trying to teach them how to fucking do it. But it's like, it's hard to put your mind back to where they're at and try
use
to
lame terms.
Exactly.
As well. Especially with trading, when you're talking about all this shit, like even when you were explaining shit before, when I was asking questions about this, that, you'd use words and I'm like, yep, don't know what that is, but proceed. So I know the bulk of what you're saying, but then you'd be like, oh, this, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I could tell that it's just you're that far into that realm where me going, but what about this? It's like me in a lame terms, me trying to explain why NRL rules are the way they are. When I've been watching NRL since a kid, and I'm like,
they have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then someone that hasn't watched it, like an American, I'm like, I mean, they're offside because they're in front of the player with the thing.
Yeah, that makes so much sense the way that you put it like that.
Yeah, but obviously, that is more of a complicated way to explain things. Anyone can really explain the rules of NRL, but in terms of that, you're like, you'd have to go into so much depth to explain someone the level you're on right now. You know what I mean?
You have to start from square one.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a good piece of knowledge for the people out there as well. Is have a look, and this is what like really broke me through to making like a lot of money. Have a look at order flow trading.
Order flow trading. Fucking look into that. That is like
explain
the whole. Okay, so
wait, Billy, maybe just come a bit closer. Maybe this way, more around this table, just so you're a bit more in frame.
Oh, yum. Yeah, explain, please.
So, I'll give you an analogy, right? So, order flow trading is essentially where, let's just say you have access to a spreadsheet. And in that spreadsheet is buy and sell orders that are waiting to be placed into a market. Right? So let's just say you're looking at the market, right? And you can see that you're trading the Australian dollar and all of a sudden 150 different orders full of like 10, 15 lots each order come into the market to short that position. But the market hasn't shorted yet, right? So what order flow trading does is like it allows you to see and place a position based on what the current sells and buys are in that market before they hit the market.
What?
So you can see all these orders and you say these are going to move the market down, and then you can.
If you can see that there's 100,000 people about to short the market,
then it's going to make a move on the
Then you fucking put a short position on the market because it fills larger orders slower than it does shorter orders. That's why we have an advantage as traders, because a lot of these big institutions are using automated trading.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll fucking have 50 different lots and on shorting the markets and whatnot, and that's where imbalances occur, right? So a market imbalance is that's what my algorithm does. I can speak about it because to steal my idea, you have to look at the actual fucking algorithm.
I'm pretty sure you don't have anything to worry about in terms of the information.
I hope I don't speak to some fucking genius out there. This is great.
Writing down everything you're saying.
Oh yeah, proceed.
This looks awesome, by the way, this fucking drink.
Yeah, but essentially what it does is it spots market imbalances. So it looks at big institutions who just placed orders in the market that are waiting to be filled. And it sees that that's enough to shift the market in a positive or negative direction. And then it places a smaller trade that's going to get filled first. So
wait, what? Hold on a second. What? I've never heard of this before. Yeah. Order flow
trading. It is it's so overlooked. And I think people keep it such a big secret because it's really fucking easy to understand.
What?
It's like, imagine you're a chef, right? And you've got burgers and then wraps on the menu. And then you and your friend are out in the eating area, and you go, I think more people are going to order burgers. I bet you $50 more people are going to order wraps. Okay, sweet. what order flow trading allows you to do is walk into that kitchen, look at all those orders, see how much of who's going to order what, and then place your bets. So if you see that more people are going to order wraps,
what?
So you see more people are going to order wraps, you walk out and you go, yeah, I'll bet you that more people are going to order wraps.
But how isn't that like a cheat code thing? Like, isn't that too good to be true? Like, what's the
Don't get me
catch?
wrong.
Anyone can access it though.
Anyone can access it, and you have to be able to read the charts pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because the orders are coming in, but you can scroll through and look at what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
But once you get good at it, like I said, you can. It's like walking into the kitchen, seeing what's on the menu, and then placing your trades.
You got a head start.
Is it done in bar graphs so you can quickly skim?
No,
and
bar
go,
graphs like actual orders, like 50 lots of a short position, 50 lots of a short
So you have to kind of
Vibes,
read.
yeah.
You skim read like heaps quick.
skim read, right? And then the reason why I'm like doing all this automated trading and algorithms is because I go, a computer could do it so much better.
Yeah, of course.
Computer could read this like fucking that.
Yeah.
They don't get tired. They have no
They don't
lapse
get
in
tired,
judgment.
they'll do it overnight,
What the
365.
fuck?
So now I've got the computer sitting there across all 64 different foreign exchange markets, looking at order flow trading and market imbalances, and then placing bets off of the orders coming in and out. So I can then, and I perfected it to the Australian market. That's great, right? So that makes money. But then I'll just have it adjust to all the other markets, which I'm fine. It'll take me, 2 months to have it look over all the market stocks, foreign exchange, whatever. But you don't hear about it because these guys who are trading it, it's such a fucking good way to trade.
Yeah, so it's like keep
They
it
don't wanna
hush
let
hush.
everyone
Yeah.
know.
If you look at every guy that's trying to fucking like show you how to trade, they're always trying to pitch you a fucking course.
Yeah,
or some
or yeah,
shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But you never hear of these guys that are so successful because why the fuck would they share it with you?
Yeah, of course. What the fuck? How the fuck do you access the order flow shit just on the internet? Like, or MetaTrader 5?
Okay, yeah. So you do need certain software to be able to like access that and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So MetaTrader, they do let you do it, but you have to buy certain indicators that allow you
okay.
to access it.
Okay, yeah.
So once I buy an indicator, it won't say order flow trading, but it'll be an indicator that says like market orders, right?
Okay.
And then I'll use my algorithm and attach it to the market orders and say I want it to read through it.
Cheers.
Wow.
Cheers.
Everybody.
Well, let's do another round of
another
this,
round.
right?
Yeah,
What do you got there?
I've picked out Southern Comfort.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's
Southern
nice
Comfort,
stuff.
right? 4.5% alcohol.
That's the type of shit your mum drinks.
1.3 standard drinks. DZ, what you got?
I got actual.
Ooh.
This is some girly shit, bro. Actual.
Is it yum?
Watermelon, vodka seltzer.
Actual
It's,
for like, I actually can't even deal.
Yeah, like
That's that shit Rose would drink.
Yeah. 4.2 alcohol. It's quite nice. It's all right. It tastes like Coke, no sugar. You know, it's like Coke, but it's like almost like fucking blue balls or something missing.
Bro, I don't know what it is for me today, but you know, keep getting the seltzers. So I got a truly mango lemonade seltzer.
Where'd you get this shit from?
Yeah,
You
'cause
get one of
this is
every
fucking
drink.
great.
I just walked into the thing and I just went
Because
grab
you've actually
random
got
shit.
cracker like kind
It's
of.
all random.
It's nice to try new shit, because you
Randomised.
never would go into the bottle and go, yeah, get me fucking a case
But
of
you know
actual.
what though?
Yeah.
If you guys want more shit like this, back when I used to work at the bottle shop, like drinks that were about to expire that they wouldn't put on the shelves, they'd carry like a crate of just random drinks, and I would take them home, and it would just be this shit.
Yeah, well, that's it. And what the hell's that?
What is that?
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
I just fucking sip this. This is
It looks like Pasito.
Hey, this go ahead. So that's fucking. That is so good.
95 calories, this one.
Oh, bro.
That's so good.
95 calories. Is that good or bad?
Good.
Yeah.
Bro, that is fucking
That's
hefty.
fucking sick.
bro?
What the hell? That's mad.
Oh, passion! You lost me. You had me at passion fruit. I love that.
it's brilliant.
All right, out of 5, everybody. Iggy, what do you give that out of 5? Something coming.
That's good.
Bro,
Classic.
4. I like this shit.
Give me a sip of that.
I've had some
do you wanna-
wild
do you wanna
nights
swap?
on Southern
yeah,
Comfort. Give me this of this shit.
Yeah, Southern Comfort's a classic.
Do you guys
bro.
do like smell tests?
No, my nose doesn't work, so I just go off taste.
Yeah, that's a 4 for me, Southern
Yeah,
Comfort.
that's not bad. Not bad. I like that. Yeah, let me trace yours, Joey.
Ooh, that's good. That's actually alright. I like that.
Yeah, no prime today, guys.
Yeah. KSI
I
stopped
don't
sending
like
us bottles of Prime.
actual taste like. Doesn't taste like ass, but it's like it's got no flavor, but it
Oh,
tastes like
that's
ass.
not bad either.
Yeah.
though.
No, it's not
That's
bad.
not
You know
bad.
what that tastes like? Have you ever had the black V's?
Yes.
That fucking tastes
Oh,
like.
bro,
Yes.
this guy with the V's. Let me tell you, this guy
Oh,
used
are
to
you
drink.
an energy drink?
He
fucking
was
fiend?
drinking so
worst,
much
the worst.
fucking V.
Oh, typical fucking trader, bro. He's got like 5 screws screens. Yeah. He's like,
I'm like Eric Cartman in front of the computers.
Bro, Rose and I would go to the shop. And Rose would get a text from this cunt going,
Get me a V.
get me a V of the big ones.
One of the fucking big ones.
did you used to have like multiple a day? I had a mate that used to have multiple of those big ones a day, like a 4-pack a day.
Yeah. Brother, I put myself in the hospital for having so much.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah. I actually,
Did your heart was just like felt like it was pounding?
okay,
Like,
so I don't know, because it might have been a bit of both things. So like, I had so many energy drinks. I'm like, either I'm having a panic attack,
Yeah,
so I'm
or-
thinking that
or
I'm
you're
fucking
dying.
freaking out, or I'm actually fucking dying. So I was like, probably best to go to the hospital just in case you might be dying.
Oh, fuck, really?
So I walked into the room. I was like, because I wear a Garmin watch, right? And I looked up on the like the website like how accurate Garmin's are, and I looked at reviews, and they go, Garmin's are very, very good. They're like 98% accurate, right? And the watch cost me like $1,000.
Yeah.
Surely it's a fucking accurate watch, right? Anyway, the watch said that me laying in bed, not moving, was a heart rate of 170.
oh my God. That's like workout rate. That's like
That hurt my chest.
110, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, and then my muscles in my chest started twitching. Oh, and the worst thing you can do is look that shit up online.
Yeah.
So I looked it up
Google's
online.
like, you're dying.
So I looked it up online, and Google's like, yeah, listen, that means the valves in your heart are getting blocked, and you're about to have a heart attack. And I went, and then my heart rate started going up higher. I started freaking out.
no.
So I walked to my mom's room, but I had to act chill because I don't know what it is. I just don't want to be like a little bitch. So I walked to my mom's room, and I'm like, yeah, ma, like I think I need to go to the hospital. She's, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I think I'm fucking having a heart attack. And then I like was watching my work, got up to like 190. I'm like,
We gotta go.
we need to fucking go now. Get in the fucking car. We got in the car.
Billy is no stranger to the hospital. The amount of nights where we've gotten a text or something.
Yeah.
What the
Billy's in the
fuck?
hospital.
Is it-
Billy's gone to the hospital.
What, for similar
Oh,
shit?
for
Is it-
who knows what, bro?
Or is it just whatever? Like you get injured or something or
Just
whatever?
anything.
Yeah,
I remember
okay.
there was one time when I was like, and everyone advised me against it. I'm like, I like to go on my runs, right? But I'm not a consistent
Same
person.
here.
Yeah, but I'm not consistent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'll be like, I'll get up one morning and be like, you know what? I'm going to run 30 kilometers.
Oh,
And then my mum would be like, don't fucking do that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to run 30 kilometers with weights on me. on my chest.
You are a psycho.
And I'm going to hold 10 kilos in each hand, and I'm just going to fucking run until I drop. And I got up one morning and I ran 20 kilometers that day, and I got 14 kilometers in, and I was wearing like a weight vest, and I was holding 10 kilos, and I was like, I need to piss. So I pissed, and I pissed blood. And I go, yeah, this isn't good. And then I didn't realize, I was like, but I was like, the only reason you piss blood is because, and I've had rhabdomyolysis before, right, where you tear the muscles in your body. And I was like, I don't feel like the muscles are torn. This is weird. Why am I pissing blood? And then I got home, and when I took the weight vest off, because had so much on my shoulders and so much weight on me, what it did was, because I was running so far, and every time I jogged, it would rip my shoulders.
Yeah.
So the weight vest that I was wearing tore the muscles in my shoulders, but because there was so much pressure on it, I couldn't feel it.
Oh,
but that's why I was
But when
pissing
you
blood.
took it off, you could feel it.
When I took it off, I was like, I remember screaming. I was like, bro, I'm in so much
that would have
pain.
been all your traps and everything just fucked.
I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't tense my shoulder. I couldn't nothing. I go, Rose, you got to fucking take me to the hospital.
Do
you know how much of
it's funny that you guys are so surprised.
No, because bro, so can I tell you this?
He
'Cause
does it, bro. He does this shit.
I can. When you told that story, I'm wide-eyed because you are a complete psychopath. Like you're no, hold on. You're like one of those people that like, because you got to be successful. Most people that are successful are a bit fucking skits. Like I can already tell you got something not right in your head, but it's in a good way.
In a good way.
But it involves you running 30 or 20 kilometers with a fucking. First of all, I'm not saying you're fat, but you're not light. You're a heavy.
I think I weigh now like 87 kilos.
Yeah, so I'm 91. You're around the same size, right?
Yeah.
We're already considered not light boys. We're no Iggy or DZs. We're pretty,
yeah.
and you're running with a weight vest. Bro,
I had 20 kilos on my back, and I was 10 kilos in each hand.
Let me tell you, you're heavy enough, bro. To do, that's crazy because I can't imagine. Like I'm just getting into running. Like the other day, I ran 14 and a half Ks.
It's fucking a long way to
Bro,
run.
long way to run, bro. And it was good pace, but still, it's like I'm just getting there to the point where I've been running for months, and now I'm running 14 Ks non-stop, and I'm like, I'm still talking to my mate while I'm running, and I'm like mad. But to do that, what you done that is insane, bro. Like, I'm sure that's why when you were saying it, I'm like, I cannot believe I'm hearing this right now. Like, and it's like, I love how you don't even do it consistently. Like,
this is randomly woke up.
Like, if you were doing it consistently and you said, you know what, today's the day I push myself on a run, I could be like, yeah, okay. But you're like, you just hop off the couch one day and you're like, you know, I haven't ran in, I don't know, a week or however long it's been.
2 years.
It was like a couple of weeks, like, right? It was like a couple of weeks. And I just got up and I went, at first, and I don't know if this is like an intro, but at first I got up and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run. But I said to everyone, because everyone knows that it was like a hot day. I think it was like fucking 40 degrees outside. I go, yeah, I'm gonna run 20 kilometers, and Mum and Rose are going, don't do that. That's stupid. Don't fucking do that. And then I went, you know what? I'm going to run 20 kilometers with weights on my back.
This is what I'm talking about. Rose goes to me one day. Rose goes, Billy's doing a marathon. I'm like, what? I'm like,
he's had no preparation. I go, yeah, fuck it.
What? He hasn't ran in 3 months. He's doing a marathon. I'm like, all right, fucking hell.
And was it
Billy's in the hospital?
Do you remember like what came over you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this to myself? Is it because like for me when I run, I love the mental battle where your mind says, hey bro, you know you can stop at any moment.
Yeah,
but like today on my run this morning, I was like, I only ran like a 5K, but like I was struggling a bit because there was a lot of incline. And I remember I was just like, I was listening to music and fucking Freddie Gibbs came on, Dark Hearted, and I was like, it was a G up song, and I remember going like, I was literally yelling like a faggot. I was like, come on! I was like, legit. Like,
you sound so funny on the outside, like yes,
yeah, and
I'm the best.
And there's no music on it, and I was saying, I was like, push! I was yelling, push! But my first time I yelled push, I ran past this car, so the back of the car's here, right, and it's a driveway at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone, but as I've ran and I've got in line with the car, I've gone push, and then this lady that was coming out of the car was just open. She went, and I didn't
scared her.
I didn't hear her, but I seen her like this, like, oh, and I just went, and I was that embarrassed. I ran faster to get away from her. I was like, oh, okay. But like, just for me, it's the mental battle and overcoming that. Is that what? Because I can imagine like you're always trying to test yourself and the knowledge that you acquire through trading and whatever the fuck it is. So do you just like the mental battle of running? Like, what the fuck made you want to run 30K or 20K?
It's not more so like the mental battle, being like, oh, like I'm in so much pain, but I'll keep going. It's like, but what if you did?
What if you did it? Yeah.
What if you fucking did it? What if you got to go home, walk inside and be like, yeah, I fucking did it. Everyone said that I couldn't do it. I'm going to get in pain. Or because my mum said, she goes, I was like, it was 40 degrees outside. I'm going to run 20 kilometers. And she goes, you're not going to do that. It's like, I'm going to do it.
That's
with
what it is.
20 kilos on my back, and I'm going to do it holding 10 kilos in each hand.
The second you got told that you shouldn't do it, but you did it.
But she also did 10 kilos as well.
Yeah. So I was
like
holding
dumbbells or what were they?
So they're like the
plates, bro.
Plates.
You psycho! If I've seen anyone running,
it's clear.
Yeah, get this right. And what pushed me is my mum goes, yeah, like you're gonna call me like when you can't do it anymore. And I went, just because he said that, I'm not gonna fucking call you. And then when I got home and I was pissing blood, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. She goes, why didn't you call me? And I go, what do you mean? Why didn't I call you?
I'm surprised.
You said I would.
I'm surprised you weren't proud enough just to keep pissing blood for the rest of the day and be like, I'm not going to the hospital.
I've done it before. The first time I did it, and the nurse goes,
wait, it's been more than once?
Yeah. It's because I pushed myself too far in the gym and I ripped all the muscles in my calves, my chest, in my back, in my biceps. I ripped
were they rips or like full
rips,
tears or just like a strain or something?
No, rips.
Oh, really? So did you have operations at all or no?
So put it this way. So it ripped so bad that, and I didn't know because I woke up the next morning. I thinking, you know, when you like finish the gym and you go, yeah, I've had a real good workout because I'm sore. I got up the next morning and I go, why can't I lift my arms up? It's like I can't fucking, because my biceps are torn. I can't fucking, there's no muscle to lift them up. Right? Yes, and then I go, oh, nah, sure, I must be just really sore. So I'm doing this to fucking get the charger unplugged and unplug my phone. I'm going, but I can't close my hands. I can't pinch anything because there's no fucking muscle there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because that bicep connects to your forearm and that connects to...
So I can't grab it in and I go, nah, I'm all good. And I got in the shower and I'm switching on the shower like this. and then I thought it was all cool. I'm thinking, yeah, this is mad workout. And then everyone pisses in the shower and I pissed and it was just straight red blood. And I went,
my God.
And I went,
did it hurt when you pissed?
Gone to the hospital?
No, but it didn't hurt when I pissed. And then I looked it up online and it goes, oh, this is one of 3 things. And then one of the things was rhabdomyolysis, which I looked into last because it was the longest word. And it was like, oh, if you've had extreme change in diet. And I went, yeah, because I'll just change up my whole attitude like that. So I went from eating junk food and drinking energy drinks to like being the cleanest cunt ever. So I was like, oh, that's surely what it is. And then I walked downstairs and I told Ma about what happened. She goes, you need to fucking go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm all good. I don't. She goes, no, you're going to the fucking hospital. And then when I got there into the emergency room, the doctors, at first, the emergency room was packed in a pain hospital, right? He goes, yeah. And I go, it's Coca-Cola coloured. That's my piss. Coca-Cola. And he goes, all right, first pee in the cup for me and then we'll see what colour your pee is, all right? Don't get too dramatic. And then I go piss in the cup, I bring it back and he goes, Nurse, get him an IV fluid right now. And they hook me up to an IV because they need to flush my system out. Because the only reason you're pissing blood is because when you rip your muscles, you're bleeding creatine carnus, right? Which is supposed to flow. And that's what gives you a pump. But because my muscles were torn, it was flowing into my natural bloodstream through my kidneys. And then because my kidneys can't filter blood, it fucking pisses it out. And he goes, bro, if you come here 24 hours later, you would have either been dead or we would have given you, like, you would have needed a new kidney.
Holy
I was on an IV fluid for 17 hours and then I go, I'm fucking out of here. And the doctor's like, you can't leave. And I was like, I'm allowed to leave. And he goes, you're not allowed.
Did you leave with weight plates on? And
that's the thing about this guy too. He checks himself out of the hospital. He gets bored.
You're literally a psycho.
He gets bored and he goes, all right, I'm going home now. And Rose tells me, Rose goes, Billy came home. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
When I was hit by a car, on my motorbike and I got put in the hospital. I couldn't walk because they crushed my leg. And I was in hospital for like 24 hours and the doctor goes, yeah, you're going to be here for like a couple more, like he wanted to keep me there for like a week. Because he was afraid that I was going to get compartment syndrome.
What's that?
It's when you've like all the arteries and veins in my leg were just ripped apart, right?
Yeah.
So it's where like your leg fills up with blood or whatever in places that it shouldn't, and it fucking kills your leg. They'll need to, they'll amputate your leg,
it.
right?
Holy fuck.
And the trauma team, I got taken to Westmead trauma team. I'm laying in bed, and then the doctor goes, "Yeah, you're gonna be here for a while." And I went, "I'm not fucking staying here." And he goes, "No, like you are, like you can't walk." I was like, "There's nothing you can do about it." I went, "So you're telling me right now, if I fucking stand up and I walk, you'll let me go home?" And he goes, "Bro, if you can fucking stand up and walk after being hit by a car, you could go home." And I went, "All right, sweet."
Hold my beer.
He gets two weight plates from under the bed. He's like,
I stood up with the straightest face ever.
Were you in pain, but you just had to take it?
It was in so much pain because there was no like blood flow in my leg. So when I stood up and all the muscles and veins and arteries were ripped apart, it just bled into my leg and I could feel the blood running into my leg. And it was like, that's got to be the most painful experience ever. And then I stepped on my foot and then I just started walking and he goes, I remember looking at the doctor's face and he goes, "Are you fucking," he goes, "Walk up those stairs." But I walked up the stairs and I kept a straight enough face to be cool with it to get let out of the hospital.
I'm surprised they still let you out.
Because they can't really keep you.
They can't keep you.
They can't keep you. Yeah, they can't keep you.
Yeah. And then I did prove that I could fucking walk, even though it was so painful and it was so against the doctor.
And then keep going.
Yeah, so every time I get released, because it's a serious injury, I need to get the medical directors of the hospital to sign off on it. To be like, if you die, it's on you.
Yeah.
Like if you go home and you fucking die, that's your fault.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sweet, bring it to me. My mum's sitting next to me going, no, don't bring it to him. I was like, I'm the one making the decisions. I'm fucking leaving. I'm hungry. I'm sick of hospital food. I'm fucking bouncing. Either I'm walking out of here right now or you're signing the papers. So then the medical director would have to sign an open letter and go, if you die at home, this is your fault. I'm going, yeah, sweet. Yeah, sign off. Get me the fuck out of here right now.
I'm a hypochondriac a bit. So if I have something wrong with me, I'm like, all right, do what you got to do, doc. If he's like,
help me.
He's like, stay there a week. I'll be there for 14 days. I'll go more and I'll double what you.
Fuck that.
I can picture Billy being severely hurt in the hospital after 2 hours. You get bored and he's like sitting there like trading on a laptop. He's like, I'm bored. Like, get me out of here.
Get the fuck out of here right now.
Fuck, man.
That's actually crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I've got one speak pipe, boys.
Oh, speak pipe. It's been a minute.
What's that?
I don't feel like,
Speaky deekies, just people send in voice records.
Yeah. So
like
Our audience, they send a voice message.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is from
random as.
Yeah, this is from Jezza. So shout out, bro. It's called Lefty Commie.
Again, he's still on this.
He just can't let it go. We called him a communist and just couldn't let it go.
All right, let's hear this, Jezza.
Let's see what he's got.
Shout out to you, bro. Fucking legend.
Yeah, Meg started his chat the other day with his friendly neighbourhood megalodon, so I reckon that's what we should run with, boys, for the name for the hotline. So anyway, it's your friendly neighbourhood left commie here, Pablo. Just want to say on the pod so far, Joey, please, keep having a rant, mate. Keep having a rant. It is fucking good quality. I love when you go on your own tangents, mate. It is beautiful content. I want to talk about woke stuff today, but like, have you noticed how like you can only joke about groups that you're a part of nowadays, which is kind of fucked up. Like, I don't like it. Like, you know, gays can only joke about being gay, and whites can only joke about being white. And you're from you boys from Uruguay, so you can only joke about that stuff. But yeah, it's kind of fucked up. So anyway, there was this pedophile.
What? Stop right there.
Ends. That's it.
Is that it?
Oh my god! Bro, what a funny
stop
guy.
right there.
He literally stopped.
He's on a watch list for sure.
Jezza, you are a funny bastard, man.
Jezza, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking this guy. Fucking hell.
Funny cunt, man. I miss you, bro. I hope you will.
He's so true though. Like you can only really joke about groups that you're a part of.
I mean, you not really. Like if you can get away with it, especially comedians do this great. Like they know how to toe the line. This is why it's an art, and I love comedians for it. But they can just make like a light of anything. Like if I was to do a joke, like. You can be funny, right? You have funny. I reckon we're all pretty funny, right? You could be funny, but not know how to structure a joke like a comedian does, right? And people can take it the wrong way. But comedians have this talent that can like say a joke, but they kind of like ridicule like themselves a bit as well. And then, but ridicule them. But then they kind of, I don't know, it's the way they do it. It's everyone knows, because if you go to a comedy stand-up special, bro, do not get butthurt. You're literally watching comedy. The whole point of comedy is to find funny things about life and then exaggerate and zone in on something that people usually think about, but it's politically correct.
Jimmy Carr does that really.
Oh, Jimmy Carr.
He's amazing. He's one of my favorites.
But like you said, you structure a joke around the way that like, even if people find it offensive, they still find it funny. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Carr is just like straight offensive.
Yeah, like, I don't. He does. Some comedians preface like, "Hey, and I'm not against this, but Jimmy Carr won't even do that. He'll just
say it,
and his face.
I can't even repeat the jokes that he says.
Oh no, I can't even do it.
Cares
like I've seen him on a roast show before, and he was roasting the fuck out of these people. I forget what he was saying, but like it was that type of like crude humor where the crowd just went like, ooh, and they didn't know whether to laugh or not. But that's the beauty about comedy, and I feel like a lot of people in societies and shit, you can't joke about different races. It's a bit touchy, but if you know someone's true intent and they're not actually racist and they're just having a laugh, it's easier to take as a joke. But if I say a joke, someone hears a podcast and I make a joke about a Mexican or this and that, I don't know, whatever. Like Mexicans love sitting on burritos, putting them in their ass or whatever. Yeah. It's like, it's not obviously true, but it's like, it's just me taking the piss. But some people don't have that humor, or they're too like
soft.
They're woke. I don't know if woke's the word anymore because woke's very overused. But they're just, I don't know. I just hate how everyone's so.
Have you guys seen right? Have you guys seen? I saw this video right of this like convention or something, right? And it's all these woke people like at this convention, right? I don't know what the convention was for, and it's the girl that responded to the video was saying that nothing can get done in a woke society. It's just unsustainable, right? And all these people get up on the stage on the mic and they're like, I told you people, please stop chattering in the audience because we have people with sensory issues and it may be bothering. And then another guy gets up and he's like, please don't use gendered language. They're boys and girls and they, thems and non-binaries. And then some other guy gets up and it's like, there's so much discourse in trying to be politically correct.
Fuck.
Like it's not realistic, bro. It's just fucking stupid.
You know what though, like, and I learned this as well. It applies to like what I see in the real world is like when you're a salesperson, right? You're typically like given a pitch, like you're given a sheet, what you can speak to the client, how to introduce yourself, and how to close them or not. And typically, when new people try to pitch someone off like a sheet, they're not pitching for the client; they're pitching for the people that are hearing them pitch. So in the office, you're trying to fucking read through and close someone for a sale or something like that. They're closing them off of the sheet. Because everyone else in the office is like, oh, is he saying what he's supposed to be saying? And then he's so focused on that he's not adjusting the pitch to how the client's reacting to it, right? And the same thing applies to like
woke culture.
I feel like all these people are just pitching for the people around them, and they're actually pitching to the people they're talking to.
That's facts, bro.
What I mean? Like I remember, what was it? This chick, she gets up on stage, and I think she was like one of those debates, and she goes to this black guy. They're both black guys. She goes, "Do you identify as black?" The guy's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I identify as black. But like then
he's clearly African American.
Yeah. Like she was getting angry over it, and that just made me think like she's pitching for the people around her, not for the person she's speaking. Obviously, he's fucking black and he identifies as black, but you're not pitching for him. Stupid. You're pitching for the people around you, which is fucking crazy.
It's because people, bro, in this day and age, it's like we spoke about this before, especially like on the internet where people comment on posts and that, right? No one actually gives a fuck that much, but they're just trying to sound like that they're like a part of this like new movement. Bro, it's like, right, there was this, have any of you guys heard of the famous streamer called Nick Merckx? Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman?
Not really. Maybe.
Okay, so they're probably one of in the top 5 of the biggest streamers at the moment. They get like 30, 40K viewers at a time, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sponsorships and shit, right? Call of Duty gave them their own operator skin. So you can literally buy the Nick Merckx skin or the Tim the Tatman skin and it looks like them. Right? And it was good, it looked cool, good skin in that, right?
I think I heard about what you're about to say.
They gave him the skin and then a week in, right? On Twitter in America, there was this massive thing blowing up where it was like trannies or the LGTB, apparently there's a plus in it now. So
plus
it's like
QCDZ,
it was LGP plus QZ11, right? They're trying to protesting at the front of the school because they want the school to be gender neutral, and then there was parents that were saying no, we just want to keep it as boys and girls. They ended up starting a riot. They started fighting. Ridiculous. They started fighting, right? Nick Merckx, the streamer, made a tweet, right? The tweet was, I think the main issue here is that they should leave the little kids alone. Yeah. That's the biggest problem here, which is I fucking agree. Leave the fucking kids out of it. Stop influencing their decisions because they're young. It's when you're young, it's easy to be manipulated by your parents' ideas and thoughts and shit, right? That's all he said. Leave the kids alone. Bro, the next day, Activision come out with a tweet saying, it's due to unforeseen circumstances that we're going to remove the Nick Merckx bundle from the store because we believe that everyone should be a part of the Pride community and we support the Pride gender neutral. And they removed this shit. And everyone was like, are you cunts fucking... So like, millions of people uninstalled the game, right? And then Tim the Tatman a couple of days later or a week later was like, made a tweet tagging Activision saying, look, Nick's my mate. We got into this together. I support him. Please remove my bundle.
Is he Mr. That's not Mr. Disrespect.
No. But he does play with him as well.
Yeah, because he's like put out there as well. He goes, I'm going to stop playing this fucking game.
So they all uninstalled the game. Yeah. But like, what the fuck, bro?
They're going to end up like Bud Light when Bud Light tried to do that.
Oh, yeah, the Chinese thing.
Yeah.
Bud Light's still the most sold in America, but it has taken a massive hit. But that's how popular it is, bro.
Yeah.
And wasn't that, what was the original story behind that? Because I know... Wasn't it something to do with a tranny or whatever?
Yeah, it was something
what happened with that?
Yeah, it was something to like transgenders or whatever, and they wanted to include. So they got
a certain transgender. Okay, it was just the whole community.
This is where they fucked up. They got a new marketing agent in, right? So the chick who ran like the marketing, whatever, and she was really a part of the LGBT, which is fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. No one gives a fuck. Yeah. But when you make it everything about that, you kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
Because if you fucking try to shove it in someone's face, no one wants to be sold anything.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. Stop trying to fucking shove it down my throat, right? And when they got this new marketing agent, and that's all she fucking did was shove it down everyone's throat, everyone goes, this is fucking ridiculous. Fuck Bud Light. I'm not gonna
when you say she was trying to shove, was she trying to involve it in the marketing for it heaps?
Yeah, like she was rebranding the cans to be like rainbow. And the ads were like, you know, like this like tranny saying essentially like, this is only for the transgender community and all this type of shit. And I'm like...
And the Bud Light has nothing to do with that. That's another thing.
And I go, also look at your demographic. Look at who drinks Bud Light. It's all these fucking rednecks.
Bro, that's so true. Like, look at your fucking demographic. And you'd think as a salesperson, she would have thought that. But she was clearly had her blinders on because her main intent was to try to raise up the...
branch out to the community of the game, which is fine. That's okay. Do what you got to do.
But time and place, right? Yeah,
but when you completely disregard your previous clientele and your other business to try and pursue new business, it's almost like, you know...
spitting in their face.
Yeah, and it's like being a parent who just has a kid, right? The kid raises up, they pay all attention to that kid, and then they have a new kid, and then all of a sudden that kid doesn't fucking matter anymore. Well, obviously that kid's gonna look and go, what the fuck? Now you're just switching up on me like this.
That's so true.
Like you can monitor both of us and you can, you know, support both of us, and you can have a good business structure around the whole community. But what you're doing is you're dropping the people who are loyal to you over years and years and years, and now focusing on just like
someone new, completely
just a whole new demographic. And I was like, that's kind of disrespectful. That's why they stopped buying.
And if anything, I feel like it's doing that community a disservice because it's making people be like, it makes you feel like all the transsexuals out there were responsible for that one person's, like that one saleswoman's, like, you know what I mean? Like, because fair enough. We know you can be whoever you want, do whatever you want to do, but it's just like,
don't shove it in people's face.
When you start to shove it in, then it's like next minute you see a transsexual and it's like, you might think you fucked Bud Light for me. Or like,
I saw a video from a gay dude who posted on TikTok. I saw this yesterday, I think, or the day before.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It was a brilliant video, and he goes that gay people don't want to see all these flags and pride shoved in people's faces.
Yeah.
They don't need it. It's not making them. It's not showing that they're a like a misrepresented demographic. It's showing that they're a demographic that needs to be catered to, and fucking showing that they're babies and they need attention and affection. It's like, bro, we're gay. We don't want to see this shit either. Like, to stop hanging flags. We don't need it. No. Like, what's that doing for us?
That's what it's doing. It's babying them.
It is,
but not just gays now. Like LGTB, all that. But it makes them look like babies.
But that's a small percentage.
It's funny how off of Jez's joke we were going on.
But like, but he's right though.
Yeah, he's right. The only thing I couldn't go off is pedophile. I was trying to go. Hey, my comedic brain was trying to be like, pedophile. I'm gonna have fun with this premise, but it's dicey. You know? So I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Pedophiles need to be hung and murdered.
That's not bueno.
You got points. You got points.
Can I do the first point?
Yeah, you go ahead, bro.
So this isn't a full mad in-depth one, but I think it was Queensland somewhere, right? There was a meteor hit in Queensland.
Oh, was it?
And yeah, legit.
When?
And like, I don't know if this is legit facts, but it's hard not to know what is and what isn't, but I think it is. But they're saying that when I say a meteor, it wasn't a proper meteor, but they reckon it was
shooting
debris from a big rock. So it was, so there's footage here. I don't know why I'm not getting any service in here, but
it's all bullshit, Project Blue Man.
It was actually a fucking
hologram.
Yeah, a hologram of a rocket.
I've seen multiple things here.
Oh, we're vibing here. It's a good episode. We're only hour
We're
40.
still early. What the hell? Hold on, this feels weird. Like it's too early.
Like, once we hit 3 hours, we start going.
So meteor hits far north Queensland.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, that happens kind of often.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
Does
you
it?
see those. Yeah, there's a
meteors
lot
happen
of.
often.
Do you have Wi-Fi
a little bit
in here?
Yeah,
Can
I think so. I don't know what my fucking code is.
Oh, you don't know what it is?
No, here. I think.
You don't got 4G, bro.
Sky over North Queensland. A meteor turned fireball as it entered the atmosphere and landed west of Townsville.
I don't believe these cunts,
They
man.
sound like they're having a party over it.
I mean, there's footage in that. Like, I don't know. I believe it to be true, but
It does happen.
because they had an astrophysicist on there. It won't load for some reason, but he was saying that they believe that it was because you can't tell the debris apart when it hits because it just looks like rocks scattered everywhere. But they use this magnet technology that
tells them that
that's from fucking space. But they reckon it wasn't. It was debris of a bigger meteor. That's why it wasn't. It's not like it wiped out, or it just landed and it wasn't like that big of a thing.
Have you ever noticed that, like, when meteors land on Earth, they always land in like uninhabited places?
Yeah, like random ass little
in the middle of the
farms and
Pacific
shit.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if it just happens to land in New York? It just fucking wipes out the map. Like, but it never does, which is really weird.
I mean, it did land near Townsville apparently, but Townsville compared to
how many people's in Townsville?
Yeah.
9. There's 9 people in Townsville.
But I don't know, man. That shit trips me out because you think that meteors, it's like there's no way in hell a meteor would ever land anywhere near us. It's something that you see on, like, Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio, one of those movies, or anywhere in America.
Have you seen the video of? There's one in Russia that happened. A massive green fire a couple of years ago. Green fireball comes. It does happen. It does happen, and they burn up in the atmosphere. So by the time they land, it's like maybe there's a little rock left.
That's what this astrophysicist was saying. He was saying that, like, it wasn't as much of an impact to really kill any. It wasn't like it didn't kill anyone. There was no fatalities.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like you said, it breaks it down.
It burns up in the atmosphere because it's entering the atmosphere at fucking hundreds of kilometers per hour. You know, and it burns
But
up.
what's stopping the actual full meteor on being that big where when it burns down it still wipes out? Like I wonder if
It can happen. Happened to the dinosaurs, bro.
Yeah, the big ones are like a nuke.
Yeah.
Bro, I mentioned this on an episode. I can't remember if it was when you joined the podcast. I think it might have been before, where I think it was like 2012 or something. I think it was 2012 where there was actually like a catastrophic meteor on course with Earth's to collide
and they
with Earth.
redirected it. They
didn't redirect it. The governments and the elites and shit and scientists were panicking, going, "Fuck, this is going to hit us." So they're watching it, and they were trying to. They couldn't come to an agreement on whether to tell the people or not tell the people, because they know that if they tell us, we're all going to start fucking panicking.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there apparently for weeks going, "Fuck, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?" And then as they're watching it while they're trying to discuss what to do, the meteor's just gone and slowly diverted.
Do you ever wonder how those guys imagine being on that big board of directors?
Yeah.
They're all sitting there going, "So listen, I've got something to tell you.
Doing lines of
We're
coke.
gonna fucking die. We're all gonna fucking
yeah.
die." And then that guy's got to go home to his wife and sit
Yeah.
at dinner
Pretend
with
it's
him and
normal.
go, "Oh yeah,
How was your day, honey?"
I wonder
Yeah.
if he went home that day and was acting real nice,
Well,
and
that's
hugging
why,
his kids.
yeah,
and shit.
but that's why, right? So they didn't tell us, but then it ended up diverting
Starts
course.
confessing shit like I cheated on you. It's just because he's thinks it's his last night. Then the meteor diverts.
I've actually put all this debt under your name, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna fucking die.
What you were talking about is the DART mission.
They can do it.
That wasn't on course for Earth. It was just a meteor.
But I think you said that.
Now they can do it, but back then, right?
Back then they couldn't.
It's diverted. They've all wiped the sweat off their
How
foreheads.
lucky is that?
They've then released the info 2 years later in 2014. You can look this shit up.
That's
yourself.
almost like someone admitting they cheated on you 2 years ago, but going "Hey, this happened." That. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, you didn't tell me what the fuck.
2 years later, they released an article going, "By the way, Earth was almost destroyed," and everyone's like, "What the fuck?
This could be
what?"
happening right now. You know,
Yeah.
And they were too scared to tell us because they knew that everyone would have been fighting over toilet paper at Woolworths.
Do you got points?
I've only got one little. It's not even a point. It's like a weird little slideshow of random information.
I got 1 point I was going to say.
Yeah, bring it up.
But so, have you guys heard of third man syndrome?
No.
So, third man syndrome is right. So, people who get in really serious car accidents, right? So they'll get in a car accident and they'll have a very vivid or realistic encounter with a person who comes to them, rips open the door and says, "Oh, look, you're in trauma, you're bleeding here, let's stop the bleeding, let's put pressure on here, let's help you out," right? And they calm the person down. And then by the time the paramedics and the first responders come,
They're fine.
the person's gone. And they're like, "Yeah, some
So
dude
never
was just here helping me out."
Oh yeah,
Where-
so it's like the angel helping them.
and there is multiple reports of this,
Yeah.
and literally hundreds and hundreds of reports. And I saw this one video of a girl saying she stitched another video on TikTok that was talking about it. And she said, "Yeah, this happened to me. I got in a really serious car accident with my boyfriend, and I got scalped. Her whole scalp pretty much fell off, and she was bleeding from her head and everything. She was sitting in the passenger seat. She had no seatbelt on." And then some dude came and was like, "Yeah, look, you've just been in a car accident. You're bleeding. Let's put something. Do you have something to put pressure on your head, stop the bleeding? You have a cut on your head?" And she's like, "Yeah." And apparently she has this thing happen, and the paramedics came a couple minutes later.
And obviously there was nothing covering her head or nothing. But she
I don't know though. I don't
That's
know
the
about
thing.
that part. But I don't know if they've done it I don't know if that was what about that part.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's
I don't know. I thought that's fucking crazy.
That's your spirit angel, your spirit guardian
angel.
helping
Your ooga booga.
Even if you're fucking fucked, at the end of the day, I generally believe in our human instinct is so much more powerful than what we think, that I think even if you're in a fucked up situation, yes, a lot of the time people freeze up and shit, but the other half of us, you're probably dazed, but you're probably sitting there going, "Fuck," putting pressure yourself, but you don't know it because you're that fucked. But it's your brain telling you there's this fucking dude there helping you, but it's probably you sitting there.
Your own brain going
Trying to
through
cope.
it.
Yeah, it's your brain goes into it's science. You either flight or you fight. You've got survival or you freeze up and you just can't react. If you're in survival mode, bro, I'm telling you, I reckon you'd be sitting there fucking half a brain missing, but you'd still be probably going you just will never remember it.
Your brain's so powerful.
But I reckon, bro, you'd be sitting there putting pressure. The ambulance rocks up, and then you just go, "Okay, yeah, help's here."
Well,
but I saw a guy there, like, you know what I mean?
That's true. And you know what? I don't know how you know how you flick through like your Instagram reels and whatever. My Instagram reels, because me and my friend, we send each other like fucking like it was a slippery slope. So like one would be like some kid falling off a bike, and we'd send those back and forth, and then the Instagram algorithm would pick it up and
ISIS videos,
put
people
more
cut
fucked up shit in there. Yeah, and it's got to the point now where like I scrolled past a video, and it's this fucking guy on drugs in the US, and I think it was like something called Flacco or something like that.
Oh, Flacco.
Yeah. And he's sitting there, and he's got a knife, and he shaved it all the way down to his skull. And he's just, but he's like so normal with it. He's just like,
Yeah, just a fade. Just a
like he's getting a fucking
zero.
like he's getting a fucking haircut. He's
two
just
on the side.
He's like shaving his skull, and I'm like, it's just crazy that like
And after he's
your
like
brain,
fresh.
his brain is under so much influence that he's just like, that's fucking normal. That's normal to him.
He's not reacting. Yeah.
So
not
it's not surprising if you're in a fight or flight position where you're like on death's door and something happens like a bit seems extraterrestrial, like another being just helping you out. It's not really like that far-fetched.
It's not unbelievable to think
yeah.
that your brain would make something up to comfort you.
100%.
Like
because that would calm you a little bit, right? Having someone there going like, "Hey, bro," like explaining to you what happened. Because I reckon I've never been in a serious car accident, thank God. But
Touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood.
This is glass.
Touch wood.
Touch my dick. But I've never. Yeah, but I've never been in one. But I can imagine you're just so out of your body. Like I think that in my head, if I was in a position like that, it'd be like you're a Sims character. Like, this is your body. I feel like I would feel like I'd transcend and watching myself. I'd be like, oh fuck, like I
need to do this to survive.
But like not intentionally. But I feel like that's how naturally you would just
handle it.
be.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how like your brain reacts to certain things. Like even under the simplest things like fucking alcohol. Like you drink alcohol, right? And your brain just shuts off certain parts of your brain that like maybe stop you from feeling pain or responsibility, whatever.
Maybe don't put 20 grand on black right now. Fuck it.
I woke up, I think I was at where was it?
This cunt could do it.
I went to Canberra, right? And I woke up the next day and I'm gone, what's that fucking pain? What hurts so bad? And I fucking wake up and it's all that.
What is that? Is that bed
fucking
bugs?
Scars.
What the? You're burning yourself. It's in a circle too. That's
So I asked my mate the next day and I go, what? Why do I got so much fucking burns? And he goes, oh yeah, you were in the club. It was a party trick. And I went, what do you mean it was a party trick? He goes,
Yeah, I can burn my skin.
and he goes, apparently you were lighting cigarettes in the bar going, watch this. Oh, it's fucking burning.
Oh, and they would have blistered up, bro.
And everyone was like, yeah.
Oh my god!
Fuck.
But are you? I know this is a bit off topic, but are you a gambler? Because we were talking about red or black, and I was just thinking because even though we were saying before, this isn't like gambling, right? But it kind of is.
Smart man's
but it's
gambling.
Smart man's gambling.
So
but
do you gamble?
Like even if you're like, because you were saying that you like you would put a lot like on one buy, you would put a lot on one trade, right? So would you be like...
I'm a big gambler.
Bro, good question because I feel like me and you on a couple of drinks at the casino is a big fucking no-no. So that's a great question, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, okay. So, I know a lot of my mates who are big gamblers, and whilst I am a big gambler, I also have to take into equation the margin of error and risk. So with trading, even though, sure, I'm placing like $50,000 down per trade, I've also got another $100,000 in my margin to protect me.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm at like 200% margin protection, right? Which means I can afford to be negative $25,000.
You know your room for error.
I know my room for error. But when you sit there and you play at the pokies, first of all, the pokies...
I was talking more sports bet, but pokies, okay.
I've actually never sports bet in my entire life.
Oh, there you go. I like a horse race.
You loser. Get your life together.
I'd be so dangerous that I remember my mate last night, because I was like, I've got to do this in the morning. And they were going out to, I think it was like O'Donoghue's.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's 12 o'clock. It's like, if I don't go home now,
You're going to start. Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something bad's gonna happen.
So you're more pokies.
No, I don't bet at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't bet at all. Yeah.
But this is kind of the trading is like you're betting. I feel like in a way smarter, but like I feel like that fills that void where a lot of people like myself who are on sports bet 365 or whatever gambling thing, that's within my wheelhouse. You know, what I mean, that's what I know.
Yeah, it's simple.
But I guess you found that, but smarter.
Yeah,
So
and I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's betting.
But you,
Don't get me wrong,
but
like-
you can choose how much you lose,
Yeah.
though. That's the thing. You can choose. Whereas you go to a pokey, you're just going $50. Maybe the machine's feeling good. Maybe it's feeling
Yeah.
bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
$50 here, bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang. You
But
win or you lose.
Exactly, but don't get me wrong. Like trading, people go, "Oh, trading's betting." Then you have those traders say, "It's not gambling, it's not betting." It is.
Yeah.
You're betting that someone else is going to be wrong against your bet and take their money. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You don't know whether it's going to go up, down. you don't know.
But you have, you have like the patterns. Like for example, you were saying you have 10 years to go back on, right?
Yeah.
For example, NRL. I always go back to NRL because I love the sport.
Yeah, no, it's a good analogy.
But like Newcastle Knights, I'm a fan. I've been a fan since I was a young lad, right? Young lad, what am I, Pommy? Yeah, a little wee lad.
grasshopper.
Yeah, but like I've been a fan of them.
Yeah.
They're fucking shit, right? I could tell you straight off the bat, there's a 70 or 65% chance they're going to lose every week. But with this, I feel like it's more reliable because NRL, if one team doesn't show up, but the other one does, and then this team that doesn't show up is better than the team that does, then the underdogs get the upper
I
hand.
said
And you're
this
like,
Well,
last night.
didn't Knights beat Panthers
Knights
last
beat-
night?
Yeah, they did.
Cowboys.
27 to 23, yeah.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
But,
yeah.
but
Another shit team.
Panthers had Cleary out, had one of their main guys out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the oil. When you're talking about the oil, you can tell by looking and studying about things. Oh, okay, this is out or in or whatever. I don't know that.
Yeah.
But similar things.
But I had someone ask me this last night. They go, "Oh, like you could essentially build an algorithm to look at the statistics of sports bets." Yeah, true, you could, but there's so many more market variables that I can't account for. Like
Cleary
margin-
getting head knocked on the game in 10
Someone's
minutes.
got a sore knee.
Yeah,
Someone's upset that their girlfriend dumped them the night
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is, there's too many variables that I can't put into a graph and I can't analyze, right? But with fucking trading,
It's numbers.
5 things. So the only one thing that I can't account for is market sentiment, which is how the public will react to certain news. Right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
for a good example of this, right, I was in a position of natural gas. Natural gas was at $2.50 a unit. And what happened was the market closed on the Friday, and then news got released saying that a natural gas production center exploded, blew up, right? And with commodities, the main thing that you look at is supply and demand, right? So if there's a lot of supply and not enough demand, lower prices. Too much demand and not enough supply, prices go up, right? So market sentiment in this was a great example because how the public reacts to certain information, but they couldn't react to it because the market was closed. People instantly thought the worst. They thought, the gas units have exploded. They thought it was the underground storage units. It wasn't. So the underground storage units is where they store the gas. They keep it on the side for when they need it. But then the upper ground, where they produce the gas, was the only thing that blew up, right? But if the market was open and that news got released, everyone who's a trader in natural gas is going to think, oh, but what if it was the underground storage unit? And what if we don't have enough natural gas now? What happens if there's too much demand and not enough natural gas? Price goes down. Everyone's going to start shorting natural gas.
Yeah.
So selling it.
Selling it, right?
Selling it.
Yeah, they're going to sell it.
Shorting means selling.
Yeah.
Selling.
Yeah.
Shorting means selling, right?
Okay.
So they're going to start selling natural gas, right? But because the market was closed and it gave everyone the weekend to think about it and read the other news, the market didn't dump. That's market sentiment. You got to think about how would everyone else think about this. So even if that's especially what's important in swing trading or scalp trading, you don't just look at the long term. You look at how would everyone think about this as a basic trader right now. They freak
But
out.
does it matter? But does it matter about what everyone else would think? Isn't it a matter of what it's actually going to do?
Billy was telling me that in what he's working on, where he's putting it to trade like robotically,
AI.
autonomously.
Yeah.
He was saying that he's
this
getting
is
it to a
cool. This is
point
cool.
where it's like on a calendar, right? And when he knows that major news is about to be released about a certain asset or a certain
Macro
commodity,
news, yeah.
it won't. The algorithm will see that and it won't trade because that news
Because it
could
can't
come
predict
out.
what people are going to do.
It can't read human language and read the news and go, all right, this is how people are going to react. So he's made it. So he's trying to work on it where it can read that and see, all right, news is going to be released today. It might impact the market negatively, so I'm not going to trade at all. And the robot will see that and it'll get to May 29th and it won't place any trades. It'll be like, all right, news is released today, no trades. And the market, the robot will just stop.
Yeah, because I'll look at all the financials, right, and I go, okay, it's making money, it's profitable, but it's not very profitable. Where's it losing a lot of money? okay, it's losing a lot of money in the Australian dollar when it's trading the AUD USD, when central banks are releasing news saying interest rates are going to go up. The computer can't fucking identify. That's not technical analysis. That's macro and sentiment analysis. So it can't read that. So that's where big losses are coming from. Because the computer's reading like technical analysis looks right. I'm going to buy in. But then sentiment and macro analysis says that it's going to drop, and then it takes a huge loss. Right. So what I've done is I'm attaching the algorithm to read through all the historical data and future data that's going to get released on macro calendars. So I can actually read when, like, let's just say it's May 29th, right? And they're going to release, the central bank's going to release news the next day saying that the markets, they're going to release CPI index. So interest rates going to go up or down. The algorithm won't trade those days because it can't predict what people are going to do.
Yeah.
So it won't take losses. So it'll stay away from it.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Which is good for you?
Dude.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Great for him.
Because why?
Because I can only read the numbers. I can't read what people are going to think.
So what Billy's trying to say is that with trading as well, because it's such a psych game, right? So this is again the big misconception about this shit, right? Is that you got guys like Billy who are very successful, they're doing very well, right? Now you guys are, again, is what you were talking about. You guys only hear the 50,000 a week. Oh my God, squirt, I'm going to learn. Yeah, but there's people that are doing $1 million a week, $2 million a week. Like we are still doing baby. I'm a baby compared to him, and he's a baby compared to the big boys. So what happens is because it's all fucking psych. When CPI news comes out, you can, again, there's websites that tell you at this day, at this time, 8 o'clock at night, there's going to be CPI news for the Australian dollar. And all us little baby traders are going, oh yeah, the interest rates are going to go up, so everything's going to fucking crash. I'm going to go short at this time at this fucking price. Half the time it goes the fucking opposite direction because the big boys are sitting there with their cigars going,
exactly right.
They're going, beautiful. These fucking little babies are going to start panicking and we're just going to pump the market because they think it's going to dump. We all get stopped out and the big boys make money. It's all fucking psych, bro.
Exactly. So you got to keep in mind, like, a lot of these big trades are coming from institutions.
Yes.
When I pick a stock, when I look at a company, my software allows me to evaluate who holds what percentage of the market. So before I buy a stock, I can look at who owns what amount, right? So it's the same as, like, if we look into foreign exchange and we're going to place a big trade or whatever and everyone's freaking out and they're going to short the position, yeah, sure, all these small traders are going to drop the market, they're going to sell their positions off, but I can also see that a lot of these big institutions, fucking Vanguard, BlackRock, whatever, they're holding their positions. So they hold the market value. They get to say where the market goes up or down. Because 100,000 small-time traders trading, 0.5 lots or 1 lot per trade is nothing compared to these huge institutions who are doing.
Yes,
they don't lose, bro.
They could afford.
They don't lose
to possibly take a bigger loss than the smaller traders. So then the smaller traders,
Right.
Do they short out early or something?
They'll just sell it. They'll panic sell.
Yeah,
panic.
When really the big head honchos are just like,
but they also these guys who don't panic sell. These traders who, small-time traders who see the opportunity, they're also greedy. And this is where I say take off the money goggles is because they'll put 100% of their margin on a trade, which means they can only afford the market to drop by 2% till they're fucking wiped out. So even though they don't sell, they get wiped out of their positions because they're greedy.
Okay.
Don't put all your money into one basket.
Yes. See, again, shout out to our mate Jimmy W. We always talk about you don't want to have all your eggs in one fucking basket, right?
That man is a smart man as well.
Mate, and then another thing too with hedge funding, which you could probably explain better, Billy, is that with hedge funds, if I'm incorrect, the way that hedge funds works now, these are institutions that I'm talking are trading millions, not like hundreds, 100 here, 300 here. I'm talking like tens of millions. When you hedge fund, they're actually buying and selling at the same fucking time.
Yep.
So what happens is with a hedge fund, they go, oh, there's going to be news today. But because they've got so much money to move the market, they legally have to buy and sell. They're not just allowed to go buy because they've got too much money. That's called market manipulation. That's what the Wolf of Wall Street was doing. Yep. Highly, highly illegal. You're not allowed to do that shit.
He was doing the most blatant form of that.
Yeah. So the hedge funds go, okay, I think some shit's going to happen at this price, at this time. Okay, enter the trade, but they have to go 20 million up and 20 million down. They're not allowed to go one way. They have to go both ways. But even though they're confident it's going to dump, they have to still buy. Puts them at kind of a break even. Then they wait for market to do its fucking thing, and then they have to sort of try to retrace their loss to then continue going. Okay, boom. Now
it's
we can
called
go all in.
market arbitrage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what hedge funds do.
Yeah, it's called market arbitrage. It's when you go positive and negative on a position, right?
I'm the only cunt that hasn't pissed this whole episode.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm bad.
I'm dying, but
Yeah, I was gonna say you're jiggling your legs.
You'll start to rant and I'm like, oh, I really want to hear this, and then you'll say, oh, I really want to hear this, and I'm like,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna piss. Like, keep going then.
But
Because I don't see the point of that. That makes zero sense.
I'll explain it to you right now, and then this will make sense, right? So that's where
In lame terms, try to use lame terms.
That's where the term hedge fund comes from. People think, oh, why would you hedge? Isn't that a fucking bullshit? No.
I don't know what a hedge fund is.
So the term hedge comes from hedging your risk, cutting risk out of your portfolio. So what hedge funds do is they go, yes, because we have so much money and because we control so much of the market and because we place so much money, we need to be able to remain arbitrage. So we don't shift the market. Arbitrage is like they have to go long and short on it. So they have to buy and sell. So they have to work in
both directions.
two opposite ways of the market so that they don't.
Because it's illegal for them to go one way because it dumps its market manipulation. Right?
Okay.
Not allowed to do it.
So what they built, and a lot of people don't really understand this, is it's stock option contracts. Okay. It's a form of derivatives trade. Derivatives means if I want to own $100 worth, let's just say your iPhone's on sale on the market for $100. And I'm a hedge fund and I go, I want to own $100 worth of that iPhone, but I don't want to put down $100. Right? I'll buy an options contract, which means I am able to buy 100% of the value of that iPhone for 1%. So I only have to put down $1 to own 100% of your iPhone. Right? But in saying this, your risk is amplified incredibly because you can only afford for the market to drop by 1% before it wipes out your position.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, great, you can own like 100% of something for 1%, but you can only afford 1% for margin of error. If that makes sense.
But you'd have to be pretty confident that...
That's right. So that's why these hedge funds, they'll go, let's just say, yeah, I reckon this bottle of water is valued at $1. I think by this time next week, it's going to be valued at $2. Right? But I'm also sure that this bottle of water, you know, we're hitting winter, people are staying home, they're not drinking as much water because they're not out running, it's cold, whatnot. There's a good chance that they might not buy this bottle of water. So it might not got up to the stock price that I think it's going to go up to. So what do? They protect their position by getting put option contracts, which means they'll put 1% of the original buy value. So they buy $1 worth of this, they'll put 1 cent in an options contract, meaning if the market does drop, they can protect their entire portfolio. So they'll make money on their options contract because it's amplified by 100. If you've got any questions, interrupt me.
Yeah, you lost me on the bottle.
Okay, yeah. So essentially, derivatives trading means you're leveraged. So whatever you put down is times by whatever the market value is.
Yeah.
So options contract is 1%.
Yeah.
So if I buy something for $1 and then it goes up by 100%, well then I'll make $2 off of $1.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the exact same thing, but they only have to put up a very small amount of capital to own 100% of its value.
Yeah, but they can only afford that small percentage of a drop before they're like...
That's why they have to be sure that the market's going to move in a positive direction and not a negative direction.
But then you just said you have to put positive and negative to protect...
That's only for hedge funds.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like,
only for hedge funds.
The only reason that they use put option contracts or call option contracts if they're short is because if they go... And I've done this before because I've tested the strategy because I was curious... Just going completely long on a position, let's just say $100 worth of Apple stock, and then $100 worth on shorts on Apple stock, and then let it sit there. You make no fucking money.
Yeah, because
break even.
If the market drops, I'll make money on my short position, but I'll lose. So if the market drops by 20%, I'll make a $20 on my short position, but the negative on my long position, $20 negative, will wipe out my short.
So do they just come to the middle kind of thing? Because you lose.
But options contracts allow you to speculate the future price direction of an underlying asset for a very, very short amount of money. That's all it's letting you do.
So basically,
it's letting you own something.
You need fucking a lot of money to be doing like the hedge fund shit, then, right?
No, that's like
millions.
That's banks. That's banks.
Millions.
Like banks do that.
That's what you're talking about. The big corporations.
Yeah. I'll start my hedge fund at like $5 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the big daddy money, because and again that's why trade is the only way we can make a good coin out of it is because of shit called like leverage. I don't know if you was talking about that, but leverage is example. like most baby accounts, which is the only account I've got, is a 1 to 30 leverage. So example, you got 100.
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, you got $100 times 30. That's what you're betting with.
So if he puts $1 on the Australian markets, it's valued at $33.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's how we make our coin. But again, the risk to that is if you over leverage, that's how people get wiped out in one trade because they get cocky and go, yeah, this is going to go up. Yeah. And then you go all in and then it doesn't, it dumps.
So know when to pull out kind of thing.
So essentially he can only afford to lose in like derivatives trading in the Australian markets or foreign exchange markets 3.3%.
Funny thing is that how everything's full circle, right? We're on Pepperstone.
I'm on Pepperstone too.
Pepperstone.
Yeah.
The only reason we're on Pepperstone is because you told me about Pepperstone. I remember when we were first getting into it and we were starting and we were looking around at what to use and what to do. I told you that you told me Pepperstone.
First of all, right, this is something that I forgot about.
Full circle.
What I wanted to mention, right? So let's bring it all the way back to when we had Josh.
Do you want to go chuck a piss?
Okay, so I had a point, right? Which is something I actually totally fucking forgot about.
Keen to hear this.
I'm fucking glad that we are back in the swing. Billy's got out a bottle of fucking red wine now.
Shout out Grant Burgess.
God damn.
Shout out to FireCast for making this guy an alcoholic.
All right, so we got to take it way back, right? Josh Smith, if you're listening, bro, fucking shout out to you because this all fucking started because of that little fucker. Because we had an episode where this guy come on, one of Dylan's DZ's good mates, right? He come on. And he
Stocks and Ghosts. What's that? Episode 8 or something?
8 or 9, bro. And this motherfucker was explaining to me about stocks. And he was trading penny stocks.
Oh, yeah,
and he was going, man, like, you know, he wasn't doing it for big money. He was doing it as like a side thing. Yeah, and he was making, I think he was saying like $90, $100 a week extra a week. And at the time, I'm like, fuck yeah. $100 a week extra. Like, oh, that's like a bit of weed and shit. I'm like, yeah, man. And I'm like, that's some alcohol. I'm like, but that's sick. And then after the episode, he ended up staying, showed me for the first time ever what like a MACD was, a stochastic RSI. Yeah. And my mind was like, the light bulb, I was like, ding. I was like, what the fuck? So I started searching up YouTube videos and that. And then this little cunt fucking messages me like 2 days later and goes, bro, fuck the stocks. We need to do foreign exchange.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's foreign exchange? He goes, bro, Forex. I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, bro, it moves way quicker. It's more volatile, but we can make more money. Now, I don't know if that's because that was from you or what made you ran. Was that because of Billy?
I don't remember. But
yeah, when did you first get into it?
The same time, about when Josh was telling me, because shout out Josh, bro.
We need to get him back on,
I'll send you this, all right? Shout out to you, bro. He's got his own cleaning business and shit started with one of my other homies. Shout out to you, bro. He's always done well. He's always been business smart, right?
Yes.
And I don't know when I got into about the Forex, because I remember what Billy told me about. When I started talking to Billy, I was already into it a little bit, and Billy was showing me what to do better.
Yeah.
And I remember Billy was telling me oil. Billy goes, oil. And he showed me MetaTrader. He showed me Pepperstone. He's like, yeah, all right, get on Pepperstone. You can trade your Forex or whatever. And then he showed me MetaTrader. And he's like, yeah, come look at this. And he's like, I'm doing oil. And I'm like, he had a Williams percentage on the bottom. And he's like, yeah, look, this is what I do. And I was like, and I remember I sent you a message. I'm like, bro, you got to get into oil, bro. Oil is, you know, this is working. Like, you know what I mean? And then I don't know, like it's, as with anything, you go through stages of what really works and what doesn't, right? And then, so you start Forex, you start stocks. The first thing really we started trading, or me at least, is crypto.
We were always into crypto. Always doing crypto.
The first thing was crypto. And I have another one of my homies, shout out to you, Lachlan. One of my homies, he was really successful in crypto. And he would even get like you know how they do the scams and they fucking short the market and fuck everyone else over? But he had like the insider information. I remember one time he told me he made like 15 grand on a coin, like a shit coin. And I was like, bro, that is nuts. So I was always on crypto. And then I don't know where the Forex came from.
But that was you. That was I'm telling you. That
I don't remember.
Yeah, you know what? Because I think like
it would have been for him because
the first time like I heard of like you trading, it was through. I've never traded crypto ever. I don't like traded ever because I don't. It's purely based on market sentiment.
Yeah,
which is how people react to the market.
100%.
Buy Bitcoin. Elon Musk released some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't fucking predict it. So it's too edgy. But like you guys are fucking doing it and whatnot, and it seems like you're doing pretty well for it.
But crypto, to be fair, crypto was more of swing long positions.
Crypto
after a long
man,
time.
I'm telling you, I was having this conversation with James last night. If I had my trading mind that I had now back then with crypto, I'd probably have 100K in my bank account because I was doing crypto so wrong. So wrong, bro.
How do you do it right? I don't know.
But because you can still trade crypto on Pepperstone and that normally.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But what I was doing is I'm fucking looking up these Reddit posts and Discord and Twitter, and I'm going, and people are going, we're all going to buy this fucking random dog coin called fucking Shiba Inu. I was like, mad. Buy the coin. The coin would pump a bit, and I'm seeing profit, but I'd never take out.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the typical...
It's going to go to $2, bro.
I was being a typical human going, I've made $200, but this is going to go to 400. We're all going to hold. And then the market goes...
How you say about Shiba Inu, that coin? Because when I tried to get into crypto and I bought into that coin,
bro.
And I think I bought like 2 million coins.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it goes up to $1, I'm going to make $24 million.
And it never does. It never does.
It just dropped so much further.
And I'm like, fuck, and I was doing it so fucking wrong, bro. I reckon if I'd done it how I'm doing it now, but just with crypto, I'd probably be a different story by now. But yeah, this is weird because again, this motherfucker's like, bro, we're gonna do fucking Forex, and then I'm like, all right, whatever. So I stopped with looking up stocks and I started looking up Forex, and that's when, like I was explaining to Joey, it was something as simple as while me and my missus are watching Netflix and she's picked the shit movie for the night, it's a love movie.
Yeah.
I'm just on, Instagram, YouTube, watching videos on these motherfuckers trading. And I'm going, this is cap. Yeah. This isn't legit. This isn't real. And then when I started making a little bit of money every day, I'm going, holy fuck, if I get good at this shit, I could potentially quit my job.
Yeah.
And it's slowly kind of working out. Like,
the thing about what people don't understand about trading and what's good about it is, like I've said this before, whereas if you're a rapper, you make music, you want to be the only rapper in your area. You want to be the only dude that makes music because otherwise you get flushed out and drained out. Whereas with trading, you're literally trading money. I'm giving you money, you're taking my money, you're giving your money. It's just swapping money.
Yeah. It's someone's right winning over whoever bet against you. You're taking their money out of money. And that's why I think back in like early 2000s or late 90s, there was a Wall Street broker, and what he did was he put $1 billion short on the New Zealand.
$1 billion.
And back in the 90s, you can imagine, fuck, that was value.
With a B.
Yeah, right. And he put $1 billion short, and you can fucking look this up. He put $1 billion short on the New Zealand dollar. And their government actually called Wall Street and goes, "Can you not do this? Because it's gonna cripple our economy.
It's gonna dump the dollar.
It'll fucking ruin us. Can you not do this?"
What would that do if he did the $1 billion on the short?
Well, put it this way. If the dollar is worth less, right? Dollar's worth less, then product prices go up. But your $5 note doesn't go up in value. You're still holding a $5 note in your hand, but that packet of chips is now worth $10.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
right, that's inflation.
Yeah,
your dollar value doesn't change because it's fucking physical money you hold in your hands. But the price of everything else goes up.
Yeah.
So it's like if you do this, our economy and our people that live in fucking New Zealand won't have enough to support their household.
True.
They won't have enough to go buy milk. They won't have enough to go fucking
putting $1 billion
pay rent.
short.
And he's gone, but if I put $1 billion short, and this is why they implemented regulations, because if I put $1 billion short on this, I'll make a bunch of money. And they go, but like you'll ruin our economy. And that's when the SEC and ASIC, which is the Australian Securities Exchange Commission, stepped in and went, we're regulating this. That's why you're not allowed to place hedge funds now.
Yes.
Huge short positions on people because it will ruin you.
Isn't that funny how some yank in fucking America is just $1 billion
Just
on New Zealand? He doesn't give a fuck about New Zealand.
And they warn him. They're like, this will cripple our economy in New Zealand. And he's like, but I can make a bunch of money. Like,
he's like, but I'll make some money. He goes, it's not illegal. And they're like, but you ruined us. He goes, but it's not illegal.
That's so funny. He was willing to still like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Destroy the economy.
Then they literally put it in place because
I can't remember what the exact result. I don't know.
I wonder if they obviously didn't let him do it.
Yeah, I can't remember if they did let him do it or not. I don't think they did. I think they set certain parameters in place.
That's
Right, we'll let you do this much, but beyond that, you'll kill us. You can't do this. And he's like, okay.
Like anything, there's going to be a limit to...
Nothing can be too good.
Exactly right, bro. There's got to always be a limit. And that's why now the hedge funding rule is if you're going to short 20 million, you have to long it. because market manipulation is literally a thing. And then that's, again, normies, people, bro, the big misconception with like what inflation is and that, people literally have no idea. And I'm not saying that I know, but because I'm now learning off these people who are fucking making thousands of dollars a day, you learn a little thing or two. And I'm not trying to, again, I'm still I'm a peewee. I'm still a little guppy, bro. I'm still like just...
little cup.
But here's the thing, where do you stop being a peewee? I feel like I'm still a fucking peewee.
No, bro, I'm telling you, like, it's a good
yeah.
attitude to have because the second, as you said before, the second you think you've mastered it and you're the fucking man, you're the king, the ATO comes knocking.
Get checked.
Hey, you owe me 120 grand.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking shit, bro. There's a big misconception. And again, all these... Us normies, our whole lives are living paycheck to paycheck, and we're going, inflation happens because this politician said he's going to go suck this guy's dick, and that's why this is happening. No, that's completely fucking wrong, bro. It's because market manipulation is happening every fucking day, and that controls what's happening with our money. But we don't know it because we're all fucking poor.
But you have to keep in mind, I saw two opposite ends of the spectrum on like inflation the other day, they were in the works, right? And what I mean by that is like, put it this way. I went to, I think it was like lunch or whatever, with my pop and my aunt. Two different ends of the spectrum of inflation. Was one of them owns a house, and one of them keeps all of his money in the bank. They talk about inflation. Goes, inflation is at about 4.9% every single year. It's rising. My auntie's going, my mortgage has been raised, so I have to pay more every single week now. And my pop's going, I keep my money in the bank, so I'm making 5% a year on the interest rate. So one's going, this is good for me, and the other one's going, this is bad. So it just makes you think, like, people think, in the economy, people have their money away. Who would vote for this prime minister? Who would vote for this politician? It's the fucking people with the money in the bank.
Mm-hmm. If someone's winning, someone's losing.
Yeah, someone's winning. And that was it. And people get it. They go, the government's a scam. The government is a fucking scam. But they're like, the government's a scam. They control everything. Okay, they control stuff to a certain degree, but you also have to keep in mind there's a lot of fucking retards out there that are voting for the government. They just are. Through COVID, through everything, there's someone that's voting for it.
They got no idea.
They've got no idea. Your next door neighbor's a fucking retard, bro. Like, this guy's voting for it. Just because you believe something and you believe it's right, and you might be just in your decision, doesn't mean your next door neighbor's got the smarts that you do.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised at how fucking retarded everyone is, bro.
Yeah.
They're all idiots. Like, so you got to keep that in mind. The government doesn't control. They control just about everything, but they also leave a good percentage up to the economy for you to argue amongst yourselves.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, it's why in schools, right? Why aren't we taught about money? Why isn't there a single time in school a teacher sat me down and gone, okay.
Is there business studies? I forget. Is there business studies?
School, not in primary school.
Economic. Wasn't there?
There's
Commerce.
Let me tell you something. Look, if this is the easiest fucking 9 to 5 you ever have. You spend an hour of your morning, you check the charts, you put a trade, you make a fucking $1,000 a day.
If you lose, what if you lose though?
But
if you go to work, you're always making money.
But that's
not as much.
But listen,
but you're always making money.
If you have the right strategy and you practice, you will always be.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But,
so the demo.
But imagine, this is what I'm saying. Imagine they taught you this 8th grade. Year 8.
We'd all be millionaires.
They start teaching you about your charts. They start teaching you about money. They start teaching you about economy. And they start teaching you about fucking Forex. Imagine if everyone knew this shit from that young of an age. By the time you get 25, the people who it resonates with, they go, I'm going to stick to this and practice. I remember in school saying that. I remember in school hearing something and being like, I'm going to stick with this. Imagine that. The kids who really are built for it, and they hear about this shit from their teachers, their professors, whatever. They're like, wow, I can make money, pretty easily here.
But that's why you got to take the money goggles off, is because, like, what they'll teach you, and they'll fall into a trap of this as well, is like money, is, put it this way, my whole algorithm, everything that I run right now, runs at 1% a day. People think, 1% a day, if I put $100 in, I make $1 a day.
$1 a day.
Fuck that, that's nothing. And I go, yeah, but, get in it.
But imagine if you put in $100,000.
If I put in $100,000, you're telling me I make 30 grand a month?
Yeah.
And then I can compound that interest again and again and again. But people are so focused on, what can I make now? And,
right now.
And I was doing this, before I started like having a lot of money to trade with, I was making like 20% a day. And everyone's going, but you're only making like $20 a day. And I was like, that's because I have $100.
Yeah.
you give me 100 grand, I'll make $20,000 a day. And they're going, yeah, whatever. And then I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I was working like fucking, I think I worked like 90 hours a week at the bar. Because I was like, I need the money. I was like, my strategy works. I just need the money. So I was working. Yeah, I worked 90 hours a week. I'd work till 2 a.m. I'd go home at 4, so I'd wake up at fucking 7 a.m. and I'd go back to work. Just to make the money again, because I believed in it so much, and I did.
Where were you working?
I was working at the Overlander. Shout out the Overlander.
The dodgiest pub in the world.
They're all a bunch of dogs.
They're all fighting and shit.
Wait, the stories this guy has from the pub is another whole podcast. Bro. Another whole podcast.
So funny, bro. Like, you're just a bartender, but you got bigger plans to go do trading.
That was it, right? Like, like that was it. Like, I was like,
so you made your money, and then you just like, I'm going to use that to make the money from trading.
Right, because I realized, I was like, it's not about the dollar amount. It's like, I look at the percentages.
How much did you need in that?
I started, before like started properly trading, I had about 5 grand. 5 grand is when I started making like $300 a day.
Yeah.
Is that what? Do you think that's the minimum you need in a trading?
I reckon that's
or
a good start.
That's what he told me.
If you want to, if you're good and you want to take it seriously and you're confident, you want to leave your job, 5 grand is what you need.
I started with 4.
Yeah. You need about that range.
Yeah.
Because that leaves you enough to protect you in your margin from the downside. And just enough to make like a couple $100 a day, and that's all you need.
Yeah,
I was making $250 a day on a late.
But were you working at that time, right? When you're making $250 a day or whatever, something that's pretty good but not good enough that you can just leave your job.
Yeah.
Were you working at the same time?
Yeah.
And then at what point do you have a job now?
Yeah. So I have a job just purely for the networking.
Like the social
what do you do now?
So I work for De Vere Investments. Shout out De Vere Investments.
De Vere Investments.
That's investment banking. It's private investment banking.
Yeah.
Right? So what I do is I handle high net worth individuals who have investment portfolios overseas or have assets in the UK, the US, Europe, and we evaluate their investment portfolios. So let's just say my area is commodities, right? Because let's just say we have a client bring it over and he's got, stocks, bonds, foreign exchange, whatever. It's too much for a person to evaluate all that market analysis and then come up with like, okay, you're at risk here. So what I do is I evaluate like mining stocks, oil, natural gas, whatever. Clients who have high net worth individuals who have that in their portfolio, I keep up to date with, market sentiment, what's going on in the economy. And then I go, look, let's just say mining stocks are about to be out right now. You could be at risk of losing money in your portfolio. Then I put that information together for them, and then I pitch it to the client and say, look, this is where you're at risk. You could lose money here. This is what you should probably do to protect yourself against the downside. That's it.
So his job is
it's like
still in the same field.
I was going to say, you've
Yeah.
literally chosen a job which is like in the same realm almost. Like, it's not like you're doing like something that's not related at all. You know what I mean? It's still, but like, are you doing 5 days or what are you doing?
Yeah, so I work from home now.
Well, because he moved to Melbourne for this job. It's the same job.
That's the job that I moved to Melbourne.
Like you got promoted, right? You said or something.
Yeah. So essentially, what happened was I went to Melbourne, and
we didn't even finish that story.
Yeah, living in a hostel. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, living in a hostel.
You went to Melbourne. Go.
Yeah.
So I went to Melbourne, and I essentially just fucking worked my ass off. Like I was there. I'd stay till like midnight. Right? I started like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I stayed till midnight, working around the clock, figuring out how to do better, whatever. Right. And it got to the point where I was bringing in so much business because I was lucky, and I'll say this right now, I was lucky that my boss, for me, because we have bosses over this, associates in Dubai, this associates in Europe, New Zealand, Australia, Southeast Asia, whatever, right? They're really old school, and if they see a way that works for them, they'll be like, you can't think creatively because this is what works. You just got to put in the work, think what works, right? But me, I was lucky enough to have a boss under me that essentially said, look, we will let you think creatively because I think you'll be able to come up with a good solution. So I was the only one in the company that could go, I was given like a couple of weeks to go figure out a better way to do it. Took me a couple of weeks, but I figured out a better way to do it, and I created an algorithm. And I won't say how much. I'll probably say it off podcast. But
Don't say the number on. Because this is fucking crazy.
I think 1 million people listen to this. So
I won't say how much they offered me off the on the podcast. But I say how much they offered me.
But a considerable amount. Yeah, go.
yeah. But essentially, what happened was I created an algorithm because and I noticed this across all sales and all advisory people, whatever. Is 50 to 60% of your time is spent finding clients.
Yeah.
And you got to find clients and you got to call them, whatever. And I thought, what if I didn't have to fucking spend half my day finding these people? What if I could just create an algorithm that searches the web for what I descript as, what I'm looking for, and I just get this robot to just scrape the web for me. Frees up 60% of my day, right?
Yeah.
So I created an algorithm to do that. Anyway, that did that. I was able to free up 60% of my day, which means I could do 3 times more business than anyone else across the company, across the world. So there's this guy in Dubai, I won't name his name, but he's like the number 1 junior associate in the world, right? And he works in Dubai. And I was in, I think it was my 5th week, and I beat him in business board in.
Fuck.
And this guy's been here since he was like fucking 18 years old. So he's been around for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I did more business than him.
Because you've got the algorithm set up to just do it that way.
I did more business than him in 5 weeks, and he's been here for 4 years.
That's funny because you physically probably done maybe this. If you like, maybe physically yourself, you done. If you do the same amount as he does, you still got that algorithm working overtime.
That's right. So I can still go prospect clients and still bring in like an average amount of business, but then just have this bring in more business on the side.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. I was bringing in.
And did that company that you're working for, did they pay you accordingly? As in, like when you made that algorithm, did they go, okay, we're gonna? Do they pay you salary or like? So
I get a salary and then I get a bonus because you can't. As an advisor, you don't get paid commissions. You get paid bonus.
Bonus, okay. Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure what that is. I never really asked. But so as an advisor, it's really good. So let's just say if I bring on $1 million portfolio from a client, I'm managing $1 million worth of his assets. We charge 1% a year management fee, which means I'll charge him $10,000 a year. So on top of my salary, let's just say I'm getting paid $100,000 a year. On top of that, from that one client, that bumps my salary up to $110,000 a year.
But you've got, say, 5, 6, 7 clients. Yeah.
But the algorithm's doing it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if I've got 10 clients, which is very fucking easy, I think I've got 6 clients under me right now, right? Okay. And if I've got 10 clients at all that amount of money, I'm making $160,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then my boss under me now, he has 271 clients under him. He manages about $46 million. He advises on about $46 million worth of cash.
Holy fuck.
That guy, he goes, man, I remember the first time when it was coming around Christmas, because we get paid our bonuses quarterly. So like, 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever. And he goes, man, just before Christmas, when like you get that bonus paid to you, he goes, I remember getting like a $200,000 paid to me. Fuck. To my bank account, Westpac, boom, $200,000 is paid to you.
$200,000.
Yeah.
Just in a percentage of bonuses.
That's right. Fuck. But what a lot of people around the world is like, you'd be surprised how many people just don't care about making money. You'd be so surprised.
Bro,
I'm one of them. I just want to live comfortable, no work, no 9 to 5. That's it, bro.
This brings up something that I've been thinking about that I wanted to bring up, especially for Joey and DZ's opinion, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I was thinking about this the other day at work, right? You know how we always go on about like that you should be trying to do better for yourself and people that are normies and that? I just realized that like the world, we need normies.
Really do.
I say that to Rose all the time.
We need people who don't want to be successful so then blokes like us can be successful.
Listen, bro.
Because imagine if everyone wanted to be
Shout
successful.
out to Rose, you're a normie.
Yeah, like
if you're a billionaire, I'm a billionaire. I got a maid, right?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be that maid if she's also making $1 billion? Who's gonna make sure my internet runs correctly if that person is also making $1 billion? That's a rat race, bro.
But you got to think that every good solution has that one guy that goes, I need more. Right? The one guy that created the fucking like the internet solution, he goes, I need more than this. And then he created it and he's making billions of dollars. Then he has people working under him. And what I think and what I see at this table here is like a lot of people, they're comfortable with making the amount that they're making. They're comfortable with their life. And that's fine. That's actually really good if you're really comfortable making what you're making. I fucking wish I could sit there and be like, yeah, this is all I want. But like,
it's a curse and a blessing and a curse, bro.
Yeah, but Dylan asked me the other day, Dylan and Rose will sit in the kitchen. They go, yeah, but like, what's your goal when you make $1 billion by 29? And I go,
it's going to make $1 trillion?
Yeah, but like, I go, I don't know.
I reckon at that point it gets toxic. I reckon when you're that, I reckon it's not like I want to have more of your mindset, but I don't want it to the point where I miss out on
life.
At life, because life is so fleeting, bro. What, you're going to live with how many drinks have we had? That's probably shaved off 2 months of our lives right there. No, but
I got 6 empty cans down here, bro.
You haven't, you know what I mean? Like, I get where you're coming from, and I admire your ambition. I've always admired people with your kind of ambition, and I love that. But at the same time, if you make enough money that you're like, you could, like, I get generational wealth is a thing, and it's like people out there that have generational wealth, and that's hectic. But it's like, man, it's like, at what point are you going to stop and smell the flowers and be like, bro, this is like...
Right.
He told me he doesn't want to travel. Like,
first of all, how was it? Go fuck yourself. But continue though.
And I wish I wanted to, but like, Rose and them was in there, and they go, oh, like, you know, you can travel the world, you can do whatever you want. And I go, and it fell back into what my mom said to me like the other day. She goes, oh, we were talking about the $60 million lotto win, right? She goes, Mom, was like, if I win 60 million, I'd buy land, I'll sit back, a few cocktails, whatever. And I go, if I won 60 million bucks, I'd be working 24/7.
I'd invest it.
I would not. So I just feel like, and that's toxic because it's good right now, but God forbid the day that I do reach like the amount of wealth that I'm going to reach, it's like, where does it stop?
Because you can't take it to your grave. You're just going to be
so I lost about $500,000 worth of cash, right, from being in the mindset, and I'm trying to regulate it from being in the mindset that I have now. I'm thinking, could you imagine when I have $1 billion, what it's gonna be like? Could you imagine if I'm unregulated?
Yeah, and you just go nuts.
It's just trader psychology. Where do I relax?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like when you have $1 billion, right? There's nothing that you can't experience, right? So what's the point of getting an extra $1 billion? Because it's like, you're going to be in your coffin. Yep. Fair enough. We'll dress you up in a fucking Gucci suit or whatever in your coffin, but you're going to still be in that fucking wooden coffin. And it's like...
Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. It's a good point, right? Because let me just say on Billy's defense here, right?
Hey, I'm not attacking you, by the way.
No. On Billy's side, because I agreed, right? Because eventually, right? So, for example, for you, Joey, right? You've never traded a day in your life.
No. Fuck, I want to after this fucking episode.
But that's what I'm saying. So, for you, listening to me say I'm making $300 a day, and then me listening to this cunt going, he's making $50K a week, that makes me go, I want to be like that. And then now you're going, I want to be like me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, I want to be like fucking Elon Musk.
Yeah. But I want to be like that, but I'm like, that's not reachable for me, so I want to get like that. But then the
thing is, when you get to where I'm at and you're making $300 a day, you're going to go, okay, this is cool, but if I was making $500 a day, I could... get my mum the car. I can get my mum the house. I can get my girlfriend the fucking Gucci purse. So you push yourself more. At least, I don't know. You might get to a point where you make $300 a day, what I'm at, and then you go, I'm done.
I won't. But 300 a day is different to the money we were talking about before. Like $1 billion is different to 3 million.
But that's what I'm saying. It always scale. It's always going to scale, and it's never going to stop, because I can imagine him. Billy's probably sitting there going 50K a week. I want to make 100K a week, and then I might stop. But then 100K a week comes, and he goes, I could easily do 150K.
I guess because I can't fathom that. So I feel like when you're in that ballpark of making that money, then your mindset changes completely.
And it's not even just that. It's like, you're making this much money. When you're at that level, you think, man, this is so easy. Back when I thought back, I thought you used to think it was so hard, right?
Yes.
And then I'm sitting there making 50K a week, and I'm going, is it that hard to make 100K a week?
Exactly fucking right, bro.
Is it that fucking hard? And then I'll just up it. Put it this way. If you go from making like 300 a week, right? Let's just say you make 20% more, right? So you make it 360 a week. You go, whatever, it's 360 a week. At 50K a week, that's me making an extra $10,000 a week. And then, because it seems like nothing, you keep scaling up and up and up and up and up. And you're just making more and more money.
Hence you need money to make money.
But like, where do you stop? The only reason that kept me going so much was because everyone said that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like your mum,
it's impossible. It's really hard. Yeah, I remember my mom sitting there and she goes, this is before I made like a bunch of money. She goes, yeah, but like, if this is how easy it is for you to do it, everyone would be doing it, Bill. And I go,
no.
See? She knows how much you've been... She obviously doesn't know, as in she hasn't been sitting in the room with you, but she knows how much you've been working for that, right?
Yeah, she does, but also because it's like such a large amount of money, and she goes... All she sees, because I don't walk her through it because she's not going to fucking understand it.
Yeah, of course.
But she just sees like, you make it seem so easy. So like, if it's that easy, everyone could do it. So you must be doing it wrong. And I go,
that's the
fuck you. I'm gonna make more.
That's
brainwashed,
bro. That's the misconception.
Shout out, Ma. I love you.
We're talking about this, bro. My mum.
Everybody.
We spoke about this. We spoke about this on the filler. Okay, so me and Joey K spoke about this. So I won't touch too much on it. Same thing. It got to the point. My mum pulled me aside. Again, shout out to my mum. I fucking love her to bits, bro.
Yeah, no disrespect.
I love this woman more than fucking any woman on the earth, right?
Fuck those old bitches.
My mum pulled me. My mum pulled me aside and goes, "Man, son, like you're making a bit of money. Like maybe you shouldn't like share on Instagram and that. Maybe like cut it down a bit and share it." And I was like, "No." I was like, "Mum." I was like, first of all, like I said to Joey. 50% of me, I love showing off. I'm a fucking Scorpio.
That's
I love showing off. I love gloating. I love fucking flexing.
Rub it in their face.
I love being the man.
Yeah.
But the other 50%, the reason I fucking do it is to help people like Kyle Whitehill, who messages me going, bro, my demo account's in plus whatever.
Can I ask you a question?
1%, 2%, 100%. And so that's what it is for me. So I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I love showing off. But if I share it, I can help. If I can help some motherfucker pay his rent, that's the best feeling,
let me just
bro.
say quickly before you ask your question.
Yeah.
When I say they're brainwashed, I mean most of the normies, myself included, Joey included, everybody, right? We're made to believe that this stuff is out of the realm of... Like you said, I was going to say, you fucked up when you said he's making 50K a week. That's not possible for me. Why though? He's no different to you.
Completely possible.
It's possible for anybody on earth.
It is, right? But you got to understand, like,
You gotta put in the work, though.
See, I think I lack that drive when it comes to, like, technology and shit, bro. I'm hopeless because I make it that way. Because obviously I can put in the effort. Like, I'm not fucking stupid, but I don't put in the effort. Because I'm just like, if I don't get anything...
You're a business owner. You can put the fucking effort in, bro.
Yeah, but it's more effort. I feel like I could do... the trading shit, I reckon I could take my time with learning the small bits and the swing trading and stuff like you're talking about, because there's no real cutoff time with that. And maybe with the money I make from doing business and stuff, like actually with my hands, not just at a fucking desktop, right? That I can maybe start with a $5,000 account, but I would only ever do that ever if I had like a long time with a demo account. Like I want to be like Kyle White. I want to be like Kyle when he's like, hey, my demo's gone really good. Only then will I step into that deep end, because it's a different realm, bro. Like I said, technology and me, bro, don't get along. Like I need to really put a lot of attention into that. Like I take longer to learn things.
Let me ask you this: what do you do for work?
Electrician.
Sweet. It sounds like you're scared to invest your time.
Oh, hard, yeah. Because I don't want it to be a waste of time.
Yeah, but
he runs his own business. He's got his own business.
Especially, and that's why I'm saying this is like, as a person who runs his own business, and what I see is like, you value your time. If you're spent wasting your time into something that you think might not work, you're thinking, I could have been spent putting this time into my business.
Yeah.
And if it's going to take 6 months and it's not going to work out, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Is it worth trying? And to be honest, it's fucking worth trying, bro.
Well, I'm noticing it.
Worth trying.
I'll tell you what, I'm noticing it because you're the first person I spoke to. Like Iggy's told me about people that make money, like serious money from it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, true. It's like a fucking, I don't know. It's like a mythical.
It's like a story.
It's like a myth. What's that creature? That is it? What's it called?
The Loch Ness.
It's like the Loch Ness. It's like I believe you want to see it, right? But obviously, like it does work. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as big as it is. But I just want to try to like make the effort with knowing, because I just get lazy with technology, bro. Like Tori fucking does everything on the computer. I'm just like, she just takes me through shit, and I'm like, I seem like a fucking ape, bro. I'm like, why am I so stupid with this shit?
Here's the thing, and I think so. Something I'll let you connect. Here's the thing. I think it'll be pretty controversial to say this, but I don't think that mentors should exist. I don't think that should exist.
But then, if that was the case, how am I going to learn if there's no mentors?
That's true. How would you learn?
And that's why it's controversial, because I didn't have a mentor, right? Mm-hmm. And the only reason I say mentors shouldn't exist is because whether you like it or not, everyone is good at what they're good at. You can teach it to someone, but as someone who's starting out trading, right, following along a mentor and what they want you to do, that's what they would do.
Yeah,
it's not how you would learn it. It's not how you soak up information, right? So when you have a mentor, a lot of these guys, they'll go out into like let's just say the TikTok pages and YouTube pages, and they'll find these guys who are selling courses and whatnot, like fucking Andrew Tate, whatever the fuck it is, right? That they're selling.
I hate that cunt.
Right, but whatever the fuck
like
but whatever the fuck it is that they're selling, some guys it works for, and some guys it don't, and not because it's bad information, but because it's not tailored to you. I didn't start out looking at candles or charts.
But you self-taught fully then.
I didn't look at anyone for.
So how did you know that what you were looking at was factual? Because you can find bullshit online.
Because there wasn't so much opinion.
So it's harder now.
Nowadays, it's like if I want to start trading nowadays, God forbid, that's why it's harder. If I want to start trading nowadays, I'd look at it online and go, what's the best way to trade? Back in 2015 when I started, it's like, these are the fundamentals. This is what you look at.
So
now,
what would I look at if I'm starting from scratch?
And I tell you, and now when I look at it, it's like 50,000 different
links
TikTokers,
and videos,
YouTubers
TikTok,
going,
yeah.
but they will never tell you. They'll be like, this is how much money I make by my course. Now, not only are you not sure where to look, you're fucking feeling like you have to put this money in, you have to buy these courses because there's so much matter of opinion and information because of 100,000 different mentors wanting to teach you and whatnot. Put it this way, they don't give a fuck. They just want to collect your money every month. I will never teach anyone in a course because it's not worth my time. The $200 a month that you put in for me to teach you is not worth my knowledge. Yeah, I'm a greedy 100%. Cunt. I will not fucking teach you.
What was your question you had?
Yes, I did a question. Do you remember it?
I can't remember it.
Yes. What were we talking about?
Can you remember it? I was like, I think I was really.
When I was saying when I was saying that mum pulled me aside saying to stop showing your profits on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So like for me as well, it was like my family stops me and goes like, "This isn't good. You're not going to make money doing this." And where most people's drive for trading or whatever, nowadays it comes from making money. My drive, and I don't know I don't know how to put it. What's the word? Like I can be real selfish, or like fucking just rub it in your face just because you said I couldn't.
A flexer, a bit of a
flexer. Yeah. Like my mom goes like, or like anyone around me goes, yeah. Like anyone around me goes like, you're not gonna make this amount of money. It's not like if everyone could do it, or if it's this easy for you, everyone will be doing it. And I'm thinking, you know what? It's not even for the money that I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do it. Just that's why, like, I fall back, like we said at the start of the episode, that guy in school goes, I know more. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah. Are you the only boy in the family?
Yeah, I'm the only boy, yeah.
Wow. Wait, 5 girls, 1 boy.
Yeah, so we had to feed ourselves, take care of ourselves anyway. Like, there was most days where, like, I was like, I reckon I could fucking sell some shit in school. That's it. So what I did was, I know the only reason I sold the crystals was because I noticed this one kid in school walked around with this little, it was a little black crystal, and it used to shine a rainbow in the light. Yeah. Everyone fucking went
like froth it. Yeah,
everyone frothed over it, offering him money and stuff, and this guy wouldn't sell it. I'm thinking, I've got a whole lot of that shit at home. I'm gonna fucking sell that. Yeah. So I went back home. I packed the school bag full of a whole bunch of crystals that were worth like hundreds of dollars. Yeah. And but the only reason my mum got them was because she used to get them off a friend who worked at the Wednesday markets. Right? Yeah, I'd pack my bag full of them, and I would fucking. Rose sits me because she goes, all of a sudden Billy went from being super unpopular to all of a sudden he's got crowds.
The most popular kid in school.
This shit is like a Netflix documentary, bro.
This shit is legit, bro. She goes. This guy went from like being a lonely guy at school to all of a sudden
the most popular guy in the school.
There's fucking 50 kids waving $5 notes in the air, fucking cash around him. She goes, what the fuck? And it's me fucking auctioning
with all your crystals.
His mum's crystals.
Yeah, auctioning that. I'm like, put it this way, I'd pack 50 in a bag, sell them for $7 to $10 a pop. I'd make a couple $100 a day selling these crystals, right? So I'd sell these crystals off, and Rose is going, what the fuck?
When you reach that amount of money where you're like, you still want to keep growing because obviously that you're going to keep up. By what I've spoken to you about today, I can guarantee you're never going to lose that drive. You're just going to have passive income all around.
Yeah, 100%.
But at that point, do you feel like your attitude now will change? Because even though you're well off now, I still don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I still don't think you've transcended into, people are different, everyone's different, but maybe you haven't transcended into that I can help anyone and it not be a concern. Yeah, but when you're like, bro, I have nothing to worry about, then won't you be like, maybe by that time you would have strategized little tutorials or something where you could develop tutorials and sell them. So you're still making a selling thing where you're going, I'm going to sell tutorials where you're helping them, but you're not making it too pricey, but you're making it enough where you're like, I don't need to make $1 million off every fucking tutorial. I can make $50 off every fucking...
Well, that's what Dylan said to me the other day. He goes like, So, and I showed you, remember how I showed you like MetaTrader but for Facebook users?
Yeah, the MQTL, whatever the fuck.
So
that
these
thing's
guys
called.
here are real smart. Yeah, fucking computer nerds develop their algorithms. Imagine like a Facebook page, but for traders. And you can post up your algorithm and have people use your technology for X amount of dollars a month. Right? And there's guys up there charging $200 a month to use their indicators that they've personally made, or their software, whatever it is, right? What I would do is, let's just say my software, my algorithm, when it's done, makes you $1,000 a month. I'm gonna charge you $500 a month to use it. You're still you're making $500 a month, right? You're making 50% more than what you initially put in to use my algorithm, right? These guys, let's just say, put it this way. I had two options for my company when they wanted to, real quick, off the record.
Yeah.
Two options. Option one was they were going to lease it off me, which means 500 users across the world spent $400 a month to use my algorithm, which would have made me $200,000 a month, right? $2.4 million a year. Or I sold it to them as a whole for $10 million.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Was there a way you didn't have to specify amounts there?
No, you got to specify amounts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to specify the amounts.
Okay.
But unclip now. Now it's like the way that I can make money instead of selling my algorithm as a whole for my trading is I can offsource it to people like you guys. If you can see over the last 10 years, which I can backdate the data to as I've told you and you've seen, which is good to have a reference, I can show you 25 years of historical data of my algorithm working, making you
Would you make it affordable for the lame person? Or when I say affordable...
Well, put it, affordable. It's affordable.
Well, what's
to everyone.
affordable?
It's affordable to everyone.
No, so
Everybody's winning. He's winning.
Everybody's a winner.
winner.
Yeah, I'm winning. Exactly.
The way
exactly.
the way that I see it for me, right? So because I already know the gist of trading in that, right?
Yeah.
So for someone, say for you or someone else listening, they're probably going, these cunts are talking shit.
Yeah,
but that's fine. That's fine because we make more money. People believing that.
I'm okay. I'm not going to teach anyone any of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Fuck all this.
I'm more of a believer now after this episode than I was prior.
But like,
I would not teach anyone anything.
Yeah, trust me. If you're a normal listener, you've probably stopped listening by now because you know these cunts are capping. That's great because we make more money when people do that. When
no
normies,
problem.
Right? That's fine.
Yeah.
But for someone like me, which I've already told this cunt, I'm like, bro, if your shit fucking works and it's making me money, we can then sit down. I can sit down with my business partner and I can go, okay, we will give fucking Billy 10% of what we make, 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever.
Yeah. Because the whole point,
we're all making money as long as he. But that's
Yeah.
the thing. But because we know each other,
Yeah.
you two are family.
Yeah.
He can go, okay, whatever. He can give him 10%, 20%, but to a client, Billy can go, nah, I want 40%.
Look.
Well, what, I don't know. That's his shit that he needs to work out on his own. That's not
the way
whatever.
it would be 50% because like historical data represents that, like, let's just say and when you ask it, is it affordable to everyone? It's affordable to everyone because if you put in $100 into foreign exchange and you use my algorithm, you'll make technically you'll double your money every month. But I'm going to take 50% of that. And people think, oh, that's so expensive. Fuck. Brother, you're making 50%. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm going to take half your money. I'm not a charity. I'm not trying to do you a service. I'm trying to make money. And if you can make money in the process... but like a lot of these traders, a lot of these guys who are selling you courses, they're like, oh, you're making more money. We're doing you a service. No, you're doing me a service. You're making me more money. And that's why I never lie to you. You're making me money.
Yeah.
You're making me 10 times richer.
But that's every business. You're literally describing every business model.
Yeah, but they'll never tell you. They'll always try to...
At least he's honest.
They'll always try to seem like, oh, look, this is in your benefit. This benefits you. And I'm like, it doesn't. It benefits you.
It does, but it benefits you more.
Benefits me tenfold.
Yeah.
I make 10 times more money than you make. And that's okay. If you put in $100,000 and you make 50 grand the next month, who do you give a fuck to pay me 50 grand?
Yeah.
You just made 50 grand. What are you going to worry about paying me 50 grand to use my software? Like, bro, I put in the time and effort to make it.
Yeah.
And you're going to complain about making $50,000? Like, bro.
But they would have to put in... they would have to put in the effort to learn trading, but they wouldn't have to put in the effort. No. They wouldn't have to put in the effort to get that 10 years of data.
The coding and
They wouldn't even have to put in effort to learn trading.
That's right, bro.
They would look through all of it and go, because I can provide. If someone goes, no, this is only 3 years worth of data. I only say if it's 10 years. I go, okay, here's 25 years worth of data of how my algorithm works of 25 years. If I'm making profit over 25 years, who are you to sit there and say, no, I don't want to do it?
But don't they have to still learn? Don't they have to still learn?
They don't have to learn.
Joey, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm helping him out with the testing and everything. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He could put this on the computer of a fucking monkey. It places, it sells, it does everything.
You've watched it places, trades and shit.
I don't touch a button, bro.
He woke up the next morning and he goes, because I was curious, I hit him up the night before. I rose and I go, sell the Australian dollar because I'm feeling uncomfortable in how it's positioned. Sold it. I'm thinking, because mine runs across about 150 different markets across the world, but his was only running on the one. And it was the market that I designed it for, right, which is the Australian dollar versus counter-currency USD. And I go, can you have a look? He has a look, and it did better than I expected. 11 trades overnight while he was sleeping, and it made 100% profit.
Ready? Here's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Just something I spoke to about with him.
Yeah.
So my opinion is, right, for me, if it works so good on one pair, where you had AUD USD, it took 11 trades, won 11 trades. I was like, okay, so let that.
Because this is going to add on to what you're about to say.
Let that run. That's above average.
That's right.
100% win rate.
And you want to know?
But then you straight away went, okay, how's it going to work on 50 markets?
That's right.
That's why I was like, hold on a second,
But you know what's good as well, and you like this is people go, yeah, but and it falls back on what you said. You go, what if I don't have the money to trade this amount of money or whatever, right? And you heard this. And I love that I could do this in the market, is I could adjust the variables and the parameters to your account size. Let's just say you had $100 in your account. It would take a certain percentage of your account and adjust it to your portfolio every time it placed the trade. So if someone's got $100,000, it'll place trades good enough to make a certain percentage. Like let's just say you want to make 1% a day, 30% a month, which is it's doable. What is doing for my account right now? My algorithms make 30% a month, right? But you go, that's not a $100,000 account. Will it do that for my $100 account? Yes, because the algorithm adjusts itself. It looks at how much money you have invested, and then how much of that money it can take to make 1% a day. So it's accessible to everyone. Everyone who goes, I want to invest $10, and I go, brother, you can do it. You want to invest $10?
It might take a bit longer.
It'll take a bit longer. It won't take. It'll make you 30% a month.
Instead of making $15,000 a day, you're making $15 a day.
Yeah. But that's the point. Like people think, but it's not price acceptable for me. It's like it is.
So you do it.
The algorithm is adjusting to your fucking cash amount every single day. Yeah, you go for it.
And then.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing though. With something so crazy like that, it's like because you got to be careful. Yeah, you're going to be able to get out
before the end of financial year. Yeah. So before we go away for this trip, so this week actually, I'm going to buy myself a laptop. Expensive. I want to buy.
Get a Windows. Get a Windows.
I was going to buy one regardless because I need one.
Yeah, fuck Mac.
Well, I need one for business, and I haven't had one ever. But because
I'm going to ask you a question in your business after you say this as well. So say what you're saying. I've got questions in your business.
So it's I need a laptop just for everyday shit, right?
Yeah.
And I've never had one, and it's near tax return time, so I thought, what better way to spend it than get a $2,500, whatever.
Because you're running a business, put it back on tax.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like you need to spend money in there to get more back, whatever. But I need something to at least start, because I'm pretty realistic in terms of I know I'm going to get into this, and I want to get into it after Europe. But I know I'm going to start at this height. Like, I want to know all the definitions. I want to know pips. I want to know swing trade.
Keep in mind that, like, I feel like a lot of people... Okay, so this is why a lot of people don't learn and they find it hard to get into the industry, is because everyone wants to flex their ego. And why I say it makes it hard to get into the industry is because if you ask some guy... oh, what's your opinion? He's going to flex the fucking hardest facts of his most experienced knowledge on you. And you're going to think, I don't fucking understand it. And he's going to go, yeah, but I understand it because I've been doing it for a while. But That's why I'm saying, like, when you learn it, that's why I say don't follow a mentor. And it might apply for me personally. Different for you guys, maybe, whatever. But for me personally, don't apply to a mentor because they'll flex their knowledge. You just can't help it, right? And when they flex their knowledge on you, it's going to be something that you don't understand. You're going to feel discouraged and you're not going to follow.
So, like, yeah, I know we've touched on this multiple times. I just don't know where to start. I'll maybe off air, I'll maybe pick your brain a bit and just quickly and just see where do I start, because I feel like I'm going to open this new laptop that I get. Yeah, and I'm going to be like mad, and then I'm going to be like,
what do I do here?
What do I do here? Because I just want to get making even a few fucking dollars a day, cunt. Like, I just want to, even if I made a few dollars a day, not for the money purposes, but just to be like, because I want to get, I want to get the just understand the patterns, even though there's no patterns, because it's all there's kind of patterns, right? Yeah. But I want to be like have a better judgment of being like, oi, bro, I'm actually popping these. I'm only getting $5 a day when I trade, but I'm actually winning more than I'm losing, right? And then eventually, when I have a demo account long enough, and I'm like, but I just hope that I have that drive to, because like I said, it's been so long since I've learned something new, and I don't want to be like a little Neanderthal and just be like, I can't do this. See, I'm just going to work hard.
But that's exactly what me and Billy were saying. So you're saying that you only want to make a couple bucks a day, but once you start making a couple hundred a day, you're going to go, fuck, I want to make a couple thousand a day.
No, but I'm saying for now.
That's what I'm saying. But when you get there, which you will, if you start this, you will. When you get there, you're going to go, okay, this is cool. What's it going to feel like if I make $1,000 a day? And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, shit, I'm trying to get to
you're telling me, bro.
I'm only scared of giving away knowledge in retrospect of competing against other hedge funds.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But like to give away knowledge on just shit like order flow trading and how to do better or not. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, order flow trading, like I said at the start, no one says it and you've never heard it because it's the fucking best shit that you've ever heard in your entire life. It's the best.
Yeah, see, I've never heard of it, man. That's fucking crazy.
Give the audience here something motivational to leave on this, to wrap it up on this podcast.
A little quote or something.
Come on, just go, or even if it's just like doesn't have to be a quote, but just say, it's just something to fucking get after it. Some motivational shit. To keep something, so from fucking to aim high. Don't aim for the fucking gutter. Aim for the stars.
All right, I would say, don't fucking listen to the people around you. Even the people that say continue what you're doing, you're going to do well. Don't even fucking listen to them, because that feeds your ego. You're going to sit there and you're going to fucking miss. You got to put the money goggles on if people feed your ego. That's what my mistake was. I'll speak from personal experience. People fed my ego, and that's why I lost everything. Fucking do what you're doing. Follow your own mission, and do what works for you. That's
beautiful.
It.
That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful.
That's it.
All right, I like that shit, man. Yeah, well, fuck, this is gonna be our fucking.
Put it up, sir.
That's our longest one yet, bro. What the fuck, bro? Holy shit, that's our longest one fucking yet. Well, guys,
that was good.
Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me on. Shout out to everybody listening.
FireCast episode 69.
Next week is the
special, and then we leave, bro. We're gone.
Yeah. And then when they're gone, we have enough content now. We've done the good job.
Still backed up.
There'll be a solo filler by yours truly.
Yes. So six weeks of them gone. There will be content still.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shit to talk about when we get back.
Yeah, fucking over.
I got to fucking redirect so many people to this podcast right now.
Yeah, you got to
fucking listen to this shit right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. TripJaggerApparel.com, TripJaggerMafia.com, all that shit. Check out the music, new song with M16 remix.